It's freaking hilarious, and
Horror games. If
horror
you like
games
horror
are
games,
amazing.
visual novels,
And
Yeah.
screaming.
Get it,
Screaming.
girl.
She
Like,
created a
legit,
dream
like,
daddy
I'm afraid-
based off of
Oh,
her
yeah.
fat cat,
Thank
which
you
is just beautiful.
also for the shout out. Yes, also we have a fat cat and he shows up.
Oh yes. You
Also,
Gotta pay the
treat
fat.
features.
Gotta pay the
He's
fat
fat
cat
and
tax.
hairy.
legit
Oh.
though, if screaming bothers you, don't tune in. I'm a little afraid our neighbors are gonna come say something. So freaked out. They're gonna be like, "Sir, sir, can you explain?"
She's
Could you stop
playing
hitting your
games.
wife, please?
And I'll be like, "I have the footage. It's all online. I'm innocent."
I'd be like, sure.
Kidda has
Has
the
been
fruit.
called. Wellness checks have been made.
Oh my god.
Oh lord. All right. So, got it all out. Shake it once. Got our shout outs. And so, last time
Yeah, shake it more than once. You're just playing with it.
Last time on the Dawnforged Company, the Council of 13 had been brought together to decide the fate of the Delar Sarek, the new Iron Dwarves. But before that, each of you had gone about a little bit of business for your day and morning, and including the resurrection of 2 dead children who had come back, but due to the resurrection spell, came back as different races. One, a girl, came back as a dark elf. Her name was Naura Rulda, Large Granite. And the other, his name was Gergaeus Giant Mane. He came back as a human. And then deciding that sleeping and regaining her spell slots was more important than anything, Zephyr made her way to her friendly herbologist, who gave her a sleeping draught that could be used to get a full rest whenever possible, but has the possibility of side effects.
That drop was called Robitussin.
Broken neck.
Robotussium. Okay, you gotta change it just a little.
Get some tussin.
Tuss.
Exactly. And then, but after some breakfast, some checking in with everybody, seeing how everybody's doing, some theft of drift globes by breaking them and carving them out of...
Theft?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, that was
Not
theft.
theft. The guards knew I was doing it.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That doesn't make it not theft. Also, identity theft.
I'm,
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we saved this city so it belongs to us, right? That's how ownership works?
That's...
I don't think so.
So after some theft of some drift globes that were stuck to beds,
Alleged theft.
oh no,
Confirmed.
I am-
I encouraged it.
I am the DM. It was theft. After some theft of carving out and breaking the beds that they were in and stowing them away, some drift globes, and some identity theft by pretending to be Visair and failing horribly.
Identity theft's not a joke, Jim.
And then
Damn
just
it.
exploring his boundaries by being so uncomfortable with all of the happenings going on. Shenanigans. I call shenanigans on last session. So many shenanigans.
Swear to God, if you say that one more time, I'm gonna pistol whip you.
I'm gonna pistol up the next motherfucker.
Hey, TJ, what's that restaurant with that with all the goofy shit on the walls that you like?
Oh, you mean shenanigans?
Oh! All right. All right. So, and then we ended the session with the Council of 13 deciding that the De La Sarak are actually going to be confirmed as humans and have moved on to the subject of what to do with
As citizens, because you know they're still
citizens and people and everything. They've been given full rights, and the decision of what to do with the ex-king, currently deposed King Helfroik Forge branch has begins. But before
He's
that,
the one with the yellow dot, right?
Yeah, you were
he's the
missing.
yellow dot.
You're missing a plot point here.
Which one? Oh yeah, and we found out that there were some people who were quite uncomfortable with this decision, and the Dragonborn barbarian had gotten up to do something, and he started charging over there. But before that, find ourselves in the elemental fire plane of fire. Tazir,
Plane of fire.
Yes.
you have just recently blinked out of existence on the in the material plane, and you find yourself back into the elemental plane of fire. The chaos of fluttering between the planes has left you nearly unconscious, but you're able to pull yourself together. Looking around, you're able to identify where you're at. You are near the Fountains of Creation, the volcanic mountain range that borders between the elemental plane of fire and the elemental plane of earth. Kind of disoriented, quickly you are able to figure out that you see there's purple coming from the horizon. You believe it to be to the south, and you feel a coldness emanating from it. It's the coldest you've ever been in your entire life. And you feel it pulling, draining the fire from you, and instinctually you run from it. Eventually, after running for miles, you find a cave and you dive inside and feel the warmth of the space reignite your inner fire. The purple you were warned about is here. You pull out your journal and you start studying the swap ritual to try to figure out what has been going wrong. It was supposed to be permanent. It was supposed to be up to you. You spend hours, nearly a day, studying, and after a while, you think you've got it figured out. The ritual is set to draw energy from the fountains of creation. And if you can alter it to draw from somewhere else, maybe the cinder wastes, then you can make the connection more stable so you can stay longer. It seems like whatever is draining this of its power is also screwing with your interdimensional travel. So you take a small rest, and then you remember that you know of as your city near here, the city of Muspel. And as you make your journey, you're trekking through this cold land that is normally blackened with fire, while it snows ash. You make your way, eventually having to trudge through snow that has become ankle deep, then knee deep, and eventually almost waist deep as you're slogging through it. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
I am not equipped for this snow. It is so cold. Hold on. I apologize. I am too slow.
Just return it. It's okay.
There we go.
There
I
we
did
go.
it.
Perfect.
Bada bing!
And
She goes
Outside.
and jumps.
And so
Terrible throw.
on your way, you suffer 1 point of exhaustion. And eventually, though, the city of Muspel becomes visible. You see a ring of metal towers around a lake of lava. And as you approach the city, you remember their hate for the Afriti. So you pose as an escaped slave from the city of Brass and ask to speak to their elders. Can I get just a general charisma check?
All right, time to turn on the charm. Oh no, I'm not very charming.
Ooh, nice
More charming
pretty
than
good.
I thought
That
I
was
would
a
be.
save.
That's okay. That
That's
works.
Molly's
for me.
brand right
She,
there.
she only has a +1 to her
Sorry.
save, so it's
Wait,
all
I
good.
can do it again.
Okay.
I can do it again.
If
I
it's
got
the
the
same,
one.
it's the same. Shit happens.
And so they believe you and bring you before the elders of the city. You tell them that you fight the purple that is encroaching on their lands, and you have been sent on a quest for allies. And when they ask for proof, you show them the ritual, and you ask them if they know how to move the anchor for the spell. They tell you that the fountains would be the only power source that would work for such a ritual, but they do know of an alternative. They tell you of a lockstone. It is a gem that can be attuned to a plane of existence and prevents one from being forcefully removed from that plane. And as they take you to their forge, which has clearly been made out of the head of a fire giant, like there's a fire giant skull that makes up the outside of their forge. And inside, they show you such a lockstone that was taken from this fire giant. And then they say that you can use it to bind yourself to the other plane of existence if you promise to come back to Muspel first and save them first, as they are in great need.
I take the lockstone. I have to save Muspel. Is that the name of the town?
Muspel.
Muspel. Okay. Just want to make sure I get that right before I make promises to them.
And then once you agree to it, they tell you that there are other stones, mainly held by Kyvanris, the Fierce. He's a red dragon who guards ruins near there. It's right between the Fountains of Creation and the Plane of Magma. He came from another plane, and he uses a lockstone to stay in the elemental plane of fire, and has some mastery over banishment spells, for he uses them as traps against any of those who would invade his land. And he's also taken over a band of salamanders near here. He now calls them the Raiders of Kyvanris. And he somehow is able to use them to raid other dimensions. They say that is all they know of dimensional travel. And with the purple coming, there's much to do. You're welcome to stay and help them work on and create a dome over the city to trap in the heat. But wanting to get back to the material plane and to aid the Dawnforged company as soon as possible, to hope maybe, if not sway them to your cause, maybe put them in your debt. You decide to leave immediately, and you start the ritual to transfer. Meanwhile,
I'll be back, guys.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
at the dawn of justice. Sorry. Meanwhile, Bloodscale, you've gotten up and you're charging across the tables when all of a sudden, out of the pot on your back, pops Tazir Ikapurin. Tazir, you find yourself with the lockstone in your hands, ritual completed, and you realize that the stone has replaced Kasai as your anchor to this place. Kasai is in the pot with you. So you now have Kasai the fire snake as a companion.
Kasai! I don't know what you said, but thanks for holding my spot, man.
He nods and he kind of crawls up your back and kind of rests around your neck, staring. And then, not knowing or feeling this for the anger that has come over you, unless Tazir stands up, what do you want to do? Let's go. Switch back to dwarf music.
I'm gonna blow rage!
Oh yeah.
Perfect. The rage takes you as you start to stomp towards these two individuals.
I'm going to turn towards the not general,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna pick his ass up by like the breastplate or whatever the fuck shirt he's wearing.
So he's just wearing general, like, commoner's clothes, and you just grab him easy enough. You get a handful of cloth, handful of beard, and you pick him up easily.
And I'm gonna headbutt this motherfucker.
Roll an attack. Unarmed.
I'm gonna just do my unarmed button here. And I'm just doing it reckless. I don't give a dick.
All right, take your advantage. Yeah, that'll hit. And you
Probably 11 AC.
you pick him up, and as you bring your head in, it covers from his head all the way to about mid-chest on his dwarvish form, and you just bludgeon him into the his face and most of his upper body with yours. He seems stunned and bleeding profusely from his nose and mouth, and he's all the fire.
I'm gonna turn and throw him at the general as hard as I fucking can.
Roll a ranged attack.
I'm sorry. Why is I missed something?
I will explain it. I will explain it.
Only
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything.
No,
Okay.
he made a perception check that no one else did. So this is what
Gotcha.
you would be wetting the fuck right now.
I saw two
I continue to
motherfuckers
what
not
the fuck.
really happy. I saw two motherfuckers not really happy that we're including people as people.
All right.
Gotcha.
Go with that.
So
I don't
just
have,
roll a d20 and add your dexterity bonus.
I'm proficient in improvised weapons.
You would count, so add your proficiency bonus. This is definitely an improvised projectile. No different than
Motherfucker.
Oh, I
I'm
love
also
that.
recklessly
He's-
attacking this as
he's
well.
proficient with dwarf tossing. Yep, go ahead.
Nope, that added.
Wall.
It would either be 15 or 21.
Either way, that'll hit.
Jesus.
Roll. Let's see. Roll d6 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, and my rage bonus.
And your rage bonus, yeah. Did you add it to your previous one?
It's built. I think it's built in.
Okay.
Might not be. I don't know.
Yeah, because you rolled a 4 plus 4. That makes sense. No, I think that's just your strength bonus, and you rolled a nat 4. So whatever your rage bonus
Rage
is,
bonus is 2.
2. So 10 on the original guy, and then
I don't remember. I'm just fucking calling it as 2 for now.
oh god, and then Jesus. All right, so as you pick up the bleeding dwarf, he's like, I didn't fake it. What the fuck is your fuck? And he just starts bleeding. Oh, fuck! And everybody starts to get up and they're like, what's he doing? And then you see Bartran hold up his hand. He's like, Bloodscale, what are you? And you just toss him at the other one. The other's like, he doesn't even have a chance to speak. You throw him so fast and so hard, just and you just he hits the other dwarf's center mass, knocking him off. And now,
Okay. So with my axe in the other hand that I didn't throw a dwarf with,
Mhm.
you see Bloodscale just frothing at the mouth, a little bit of like dwarf blood on his snout.
So
I'm
Bloodscale doesn't have
tired
an axe in
of
hand?
fucking racists in this goddamn fucking town. We just fucking fought to free you from this shit.
Yeah, what the hell?
We have our fucking druid out there resurrecting your people, but they're most likely not going to be dwarves. Just ask Nini and her fucking husband.
Nini stands up and she's like, that's right. And if you have a problem with it, I suggest you find another place to fucking go because I know too many people here are too sick of this shit as well. She kind of like slaps her hammer in her hand that she's seemingly pulled out of nowhere.
And she's lucky she got a word in because Bloodscale is still going off.
Continue.
I don't give a fuck whether you're a common asshole or you're the fucking standing general. We're fucking done with this shit. If you have a fucking problem with that, meet me in the fucking pit. You may know me as Bloodscale now. You probably knew me as Crixel Froskin before when I was a champion here. Also, while we're on this fucking topic, done with slaves here too.
Yeah, why not? Not like you figured it out. Come on.
During all that, I'm going to use thaumaturgy to dim as many of the lights as I possibly can. I can do that.
And then I'll use thaumaturgy to make Bloodscale's voice louder.
And just like in Lord of the Rings, no conjurer of cheap tricks, the sky darkens, his voice echoes and booms, and afterwards, the lights come back up. The fades, the froth's still there, the blood's still there. But
So I have a quick question.
Yeah.
How's the general? Is he on his feet? Is he on his back? Is he on his butt?
They are both on their backs. The one guy's kind of laying on top of the general for the most part. He seems unconscious, while the general is trying to struggle out from under him.
I'm going to rip that guy off the general, and then I'm going to pick up the fucking general.
Perfect. You pick him up, and then at this point, roll for my information an intimidation check at advantage. That's what I need to know. Okay.
I will close my eyes, and when they open, they're Chanoth eyes.
Going for the full effect. All right. And then so
Full
as
effect.
you see, you open the eyes, and like because it stings when you open them because it's so bright, it kind of adds to the intensity of your expression because you're like,
I'll take
almost
damage. I don't give a shit.
It depends on how long you want to do this. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm ripping my eyes as wide open as humanly fucking possible too.
Oh. You
So I will take
one,
damage.
1 point of. I guess this would be.
Just call it psychic.
Fire-
That way I can't resist it.
Yeah, I guess it would. Well, yeah, I guess it is connected directly to your brain. We'll call it psychic. 1 point of
Because
psychic
if I could
damage.
resist it, it's not any
Yeah,
damage
this
at
is
all.
true. All right. And you now have him in your hands. He looks pretty damn afraid.
Just gonna yell in his face. Do you have a fucking problem?
And you see he is also bleeding somewhat. And as you look at him, he's like breathing really heavily. And he's like, it's not. I don't have a problem with that. It's just.
It's just what?
And as you yell again, he like cringes backwards. He's like, if they were built to be soldiers, I just need to know how many I need to put in the army. And I need to know their capabilities. And
You can
The ones
recruit them
that
like
want
normal,
to.
you dickhead.
okay, that's whatever you say.
You're
Yeah.
damn right. And I slam his ass down on the bench.
And you see he hits really hard, and he like he's an older dwarf, and so as he hits, you seem like he does the like somebody who's landed on their ass way too hard and they grab their lower back because it like an internet tragedy like where somebody lands really wrong.
I say it.
And he grabs his back. And
I landed on my keys.
he
I
wrenches.
think I broke my coccyx.
He wrenches back and blood is like dripping from his mouth, and he's like, "Need to get more of you and the army." Oh my god!
Oh, that looks bad. He might have to medically retire. I think he should medically retire.
And he scoots up, and
I
then
think he's gonna have to medically retire.
And then, I slammed him on the bench. I didn't let go of his breastplate.
sorry. And as he's looking up at you.
I will, because I'm a complete raged out asshole right now. I will roar in his face, and I will blow Dragon's Fear.
Everybody roll a. Is it a charisma saving
Nope,
throw?
it's
Wisdom saving throw.
targeted,
Oh,
so
it is targeted.
all party members are fine. Asnini's fine. The Blastmaster's fine. Everybody else within 30 feet, gotta roll it.
Gimzek okay?
Yes.
Gimzek okay. And
Oh,
then
Tuza.
Tuza.
I consider
Shogolin.
Tuza as party.
And then what about
Allies, known allies,
Known allies,
are
okay.
fine.
Perfect. So, having pre-rolled these, what about the ringmaster?
She's fine.
Okay. And then I just
No, let her roll it because I used to be a champion and I do
Okay.
kind of want to intimidate her a little bit.
So she failed. He failed. She stayed. He failed. She stayed. These were all. Oh, he failed, but he's just gonna crawl under the table. Save. Little girl saved. Weirdly enough.
Little girl would not have.
Oh, okay.
He's
Alright,
he's
perfect.
not cruel.
This guy saved, and this guy's starting to crawl into the table as well. This guy who is coming in with drinks immediately turns around and starts running away.
He's not within 30 feet.
Oh, he's. Oh, that's right. Perfect. So you see him. He's like walking up, and his eyes just kind of go wide.
What the fuck? And
And,
then I'm going to snap my jaws closed next to this fucker's head. Like I want to get a little bit of beard in my mouth.
Perfect. And then roll a dexterity check to see how well you measured.
God, he's gonna kill him.
I might.
Hey, Ty, while he's doing that. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna
I'll
say
take a
it's
little
good
blood, too.
enough. Good
It's
enough
fine.
not to. You just nick his ear a little bit.
What are the guards doing?
Guards have started to move forward and towards it, but you see at the moment they started to move, Bardrin, you were paying attention, he just holds up his hand and gives them a nod, and they step back into place.
And then I'm gonna just like shove him back and fucking leave.
Perfect. And then do you drop your fear?
I will drop it as soon as I'm out of range.
Okay. So, case. Let's see. Starting to climb up that. Over there. Scrambling over the table.
I will offer the little girl a high five on the way out, though.
She just kind of looks up as you go to put down the 5. She just like reaches up. It's like she has to like hop even at your lowest to give you a high five, and then you start to feel a warmth on your back as you're headed back.
I'm strong enough. I can carry this shit. I don't give a fuck.
You didn't even notice in your raged out state. So you as your rage
I'm still
fades,
raged. Fuck it.
after 6 seconds when your rage fades, all of a sudden you realize the pot is quite a bit heavier than it was.
Don't care. Keeping composure. Taking off. I still technically have advantage on these strength checks for pushing, pulling, and carrying shit, so it doesn't matter.
And then so eventually
No,
the
I'm leaving.
oh you're okay.
I'm out.
Where are you headed? Just so I know.
I need a bath.
Okay. Tazir, you pop your head out and you see a bunch of people running away from Bloodscale after you hear him screaming something about racism and then letting out this ungodly dragon roar. And then you peek your head out and you see everybody. You see the party sitting at a table and a bunch of people sitting around. You're not exactly sure what's going on, but you see people running away.
Hey man, how's it going?
Many times! I like walk up and like high five immediately. I'm just not even.
You're like trying to chase up behind Bloodscale.
Yeah, I was like, how far away?
Oh
how
wait,
much
I'm still in the
distance have we
count.
covered?
I'm still in the room. Never mind. Sorry.
You can
Yeah.
literally hop out of the pod if you want. That's fine.
I probably gonna do that.
You could
Maybe not very gracefully though.
Make a acrobatics check. We'll see how graceful.
Well,
it
when she says something, I will like kind of like crouch down so
Okay.
she can get out easier. I'm not an asshole.
Okay, she's 16. She's good. She nearly does a like,
Mm,
it's kind of
somewhat
like a
acrobatic.
casual
I would
roll flip over it.
Still crouching down so she can get the snake.
Oh, snake's wrapped around her neck. Good to go.
Cool.
Perfect.
Charge out.
Blood scale.
Continues.
What did I miss?
Charge out continues.
And he doesn't say a word. As you make your way, you catch the both eyes of both guards, who just give you a small nod as you pass.
I'll get the slight nod, but I'm just like, nah, going.
And then, at that point, Bardrin finally pulls up his gavel and crack, 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 crack. All right, senses returned. Everybody sit back down. I think the point's been made better than I could have ever hoped. Now, the two of you, would somebody get him? And you see, the one guy is just unconscious. The one who was tossed is still unconscious. But
I got it. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna give him a healing hands, just one.
perfect.
Roll
Mark out
D6.
roll a d6. And he kind of comes
Want him
back.
to be awake for this.
He comes back and he's like, "There's a dragon in the castle. The dragon
You done got
kills dwarves.
sucked up, son.
Got knocked the fuck out!
I don't even know who the fuck you are, but don't make it. Can you save me?"
I'm the guy here to make sure to remember not to be a racist dick, or Bloodscale's gonna come back.
No, make him
He's
come
not
back.
gonna be nice.
No. And he starts to
I'm
crawl
gonna
into the
just drop him
table.
back down.
And he crawls into the table, and he seems to stay there for a little bit.
Oh god, did he pee? Oh, I think he peed.
Make a perception check.
God. I was mostly just doing it for everybody.
He definitely peed.
Oh, he definitely peed. We're gonna need a mop. Oh god, that's not gonna do well for his social standing. Sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Shh.
And then after you say go ahead, Bardrin kind of nods and like, all right, so the next issue. Before we decide what we're going to do with any people who happen to find themselves in two bodies at the same time, since that's what we've ruled that they are, is Helfroig Forgebranch fit to rule? And if he is not, then who is? Will this Council of 13 take over rulership, just as the same way the Guildmasters took over the dukes and duchies? At this point, we are going to allow Helfroig Forgebranch, no longer king, a moment to defend his actions and to justify his time as king, starting from the beginning. And with that, Helfroig stands in the beginning, and he starts going over the exact same story. You notice the only thing that's really changed is this time, it's almost void of emotions. It is a straight, just recollection of what happened. Nothing more, nothing less, the exact same details. And as you see, make a perception check, Vicer.
Ready? Not the most perceptive fellow.
It's okay. You do, since you're sitting right next to him, you
Okay.
see Rashildan like reach for something and then kind of grasp for a second as he's talking about his family, and then you see,
I put my hand on his arm,
You
whatever
kinda-
arm is grabbing towards the thing.
and he just kind of grabs your hand and just squeezes it like through just pure rage. You can feel it coming through him. But it
Alright,
passes, and he lets your hand go. Never looks at you. At the end of the story, the king, well, not king, Forge Ranch,
Once and
the
past king.
once and we'll see king. And you see he's like, I've no defense for myself other than
Double A's anywhere?
fear. What did he say?
Got double A's anywhere?
He does not. But at the end of his story, at the end of his tale, Forge Ranch, he hangs his head and he's like, I've no defense for my actions, other than I underestimated the power of fear. And what fear can do to a person. And the control fear can have over you if you let it. My only defense is that I am like you, and I don't know if I'm fit to rule, which in some ways may make me better ruler than I ever would have been before. But I see no reason for me to defend myself. You must look at my actions and make your own decisions. And then he sits back down.
So, just a quick refresh on the whole king story. Like, he stole this thing from Rashildalin, and that's what drove him crazy?
No. So what he did is he was, so the Duergar came up and they were seeking a counsel with his dad to, that there was a threat coming that would threaten everybody under the mountain. And so his dad refused to listen, saying it was only going to be Duergar propaganda, nothing good can come from this. They convinced Helfroik to listen to them. He did. And then they had shown illusions to show the vision, and he wanted to see it for himself. And those visions were held inside of a crystal. But the crystal was given to them by a soul echo of their previous king. And so they gave him that crystal, and then through that crystal, it still held the echo of the soul of their previous king, who, after the events of Rashildalin and his family, because he got in a fight with his dad, ended up killing him because of the world's going to end, you're not listening, oh my god, please listen to me. They fight, dad dies. He pins it on Rashildalin and goes to arrest him. The guards just write it off that Rashildalin is responsible and end up killing his family as like part of it, like just a violent action of the guards that are out of control at that point. And then that night, as he's sleeping, he communicates with the soul of the other king, and they come up with a plan to create the Warforged and basically copy dwarvish souls, copy souls into the Zealer Akeem, and then stab living creatures with them so that the souls can take over living bodies. The Helfroik wants to find some time to find a different plan, so he talks to Gimzek, who's come up with the idea of these kind of robot butlers for people, and so the king's like, why don't we put him in there? And then the king of the Duergar was like, no, they need to dream. You're doing this wrong. I gave you every chance. Now it's I'm taking over. You're screwing this up. And then that's when his body stabs himself in the eye with the crystal while he's sleeping. And when he awakes, his soul is trapped in the crystal in his eye. And the Duergar king has taken over his body.
Oh, okay. So I missed that part with the Duergar king.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question, wasn't it, didn't he previously admit to killing his father? Is he not admitting to killing his father?
No, he tells it exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, he killed his father before any influence other than that of seeing the vision from that crystal.
Okay.
And so that's why he says his only defense is fear and underestimating what it can do to him.
Did he say why he was so afraid in the first place?
Oh yeah, he's described the vision to you many times. It's basically the mountains breaking apart from the ceiling down and drifting apart and just dissolving into nothingness. The entire world breaking apart and dissolving into nothingness, and just standing helpless as this happens. No ability to stand against it.
We're actually working on that right now.
Does he mention anything about the color purple?
He doesn't mention like any particular colors, but at the end of his testimony when he sits down, Bardrin, he's like, all right then, we've heard from the mouth. Now, does anybody care to weigh in one direction or the other? And with that,
okay.
Rashildalin stands up.
Okay.
I'd say anyone who doesn't have the base responsibility to take responsibility for their actions, let alone one who tries to pin it on the innocent. is never, will never, and has never been fit to be king. He sits back down.
Are we allowed to just agree? Are we allowed to say like, yeah, that's
Here,
what I
here.
think. Yeah, like no, you had a chance. You messed it up pretty much as badly as anyone possibly could. I mean, the failures in decision making here are not minor. They're not little things that have happened. He decided to kill his father out of fear, and yeah, he underestimated the power of fear. But like, where were your advisors? Where were the people to talk to about this? Why was your father wrong? And how are you right now? Because that matters. If this is an ongoing story, then we need to know everything that we can possibly know to fight it. And some of us are, maybe trying right now, I don't know. But there's no excuse for pinning anyone's murder on someone, let alone having their family taken away from them. You're a coward, and you can't have a coward for a king. It's too important to give it away because of blood. And that's all I have to say on it.
Roll a persuasion check at advantage.
Na 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 na.
13. Okay. Does anybody else want to wait? Anybody else have
I'm just
anything
gonna nudge Vice here, like, bring in Zephyr's scroll. Zephyr's testimony.
Oh, right. Oh, I do have testimony from our druid as well. She had a few words that she would like to be read.
Zephyr, do you just want to speak those words?
Yeah. And then I open my mouth and a terrifying Zephyr's voice comes straight out.
And we can just do an overview if you want.
Yeah,
I'll do
it
a
was pretty
performance
much
check to
just
see
an
how closely I
overview.
nail it.
It's just a what?
Do you want that out of disguise?
It
No, it's
was
fine.
honest overview that doesn't get any of us in trouble.
Okay. And honestly, there's
It makes us look pretty damn good.
and so you read her account of things, and was there any judgment one way or another as far as the king being fit to rule in your statement?
In my judgment, he was unfit.
Okay.
It was clear that he murdered his father, mistakenly. Like, he made a judgment call and it was a poor one, and that the people suffered for it.
And since they're your words, can I get you? Actually, can
And
I
he
get
upset the balance.
upset the balance? Okay.
He upset the balance in the natural order of things by disrupting the Zealer Akeem as he did.
Okay, so go and roll just a general persuasion check for me, at advantage, just so I know.
Okay.
Perfect. And then can I get a performance check from you, Vicer?
Sure. Bam.
Okay, perfect. So you get the.
Mercy. Oh, I just to justify the advantage, I'll start playing my.
Oh, it's okay. You would have rolled the 12 anyway. So.
Okay.
I just take it if I don't tell you an advantage, it's just the toggle's on, so don't worry about it. Okay, so perfect. So you're able to convey everything exactly, and so her perception, oh, you're supposed to do persuasion, Zephyr, not perception.
Oh shit! I
Good.
thought I hit.
Roll a persuasion for me.
Oh shit!
Where is it? Persuasion.
There we go. Okay,
Aha!
perfect. So you're able
25.
you're able to nail exactly what she was saying and convey the what you spike the emotion in the right place and everything. So you feel a little more persuasive with just the statement, and then Margarine kind of nods and like. And would anyone else like to add their bit? We've heard 3 against, and none for. 4 against if you count the blood scale contribution, which
I think
I'm
that's
going
pretty. Yeah, I think so.
and then the super old general, you see, goes to stand for a second, and he just sits back down.
Oh, speak your piece.
He said,
Let everyone know right now what kind of what you think of this situation.
and he's like, just
I will
adjusting my
say-
seat from my broken ass.
Oh,
I
coward.
will.
Okay.
I will say that we don't know anything of the king's good times. We haven't heard anything of his rule that was positive. If anyone has any, I mean,
Didn't
that
he
would
start
be
his rule by
something.
killing his father and
I mean, it's really
Killing
hard for.
fascists.
I'm just seeing if there is a defense at all. I really, it's hard to see the other side of this coin.
Badrin, he thinks for a second. The only thing I can say is that overall, crime went down. But that's because guarded activity was so ridiculous that we were working triple shifts just to keep up with the insane amount of new rules that the city had been burdened with. So, crimes that were previously our main focus went down considerably because we had become oppressors, not guards. We should be guardians and never oppressors, and I consider that another against him. So it is decided. Helfrich Forge Branch, you are stripped of your title as king. And they...
Alright, we've made a powerful
Now.
enemy today.
Is Helfrich Forge Branch guilty enough to be considered an enemy of Kern and executed as such? I would hear the opinions of the council. And he sits down. Gimza.
So
Gimzek
council doesn't
pops up.
include us, right?
For the you don't think so, but you know you've been included in the council meeting, so you're not exactly sure since they didn't define it too well for you. Gimzek pops up and he's like, well, I do think that two bad turns never turn out right. There is, as far as I can see it, no reason to murder the man. He does seem genuinely remorseful and could be, I mean, at least learned from. And as one of the new Delo Sarek, there is much to be studied and understood about him. And who's to say if this is, well, the same person? Well, we do know that there are certain aspects and things that are saved by the Zilirakim, but they've always been referred to as echoes and not copies and not the exact same thing. So I just say to doom this Forge Branch to the fate of the other would be disingenuous and prejudgmental. I say a study period is in order. What say you, Council? And he kind of looks around and he holds up his arms, standing on the table. You see, Esnini just kind of nods and she puts up her cup. The Blastmaster puts up his cup. The General puts up his cup. You see Helmata, she shakes her head. The Tobacco Master puts up her cup. The Brewmaster shakes his head. The the Fleet Captain shakes her head. And then the Dockmaster lifts his cup. Bartram says, very well, and then the input from those who fought against him. What do you say of this new Forge Branch and his fate?
If I may, I have a question. The first, the original, the real, I don't know what you want to call it. The Forge Branch that we fought against. He was born to help this city, right?
Aye.
Well, if this one is indeed Forge Branch, then he should be meant to help the city.
And then
So the
Tuzo,
real question is he more of a hit? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
at that point, Tuzo pipes in from behind you. And just like I was, I became awakened to help people. I will help people. Should he? And then he kind of gestures back to you to finish.
Yeah. So the real question is, for the rest of you, is how is he more helpful? As a cautionary tale of the might of Kern and how you were able to shake off the oppressive bonds and destroy it and start anew? Or is he more helpful as someone to help understand the Deller Salik and as a living cautionary tale? How would his life or his death best help the city? Personally, I don't think we should get a vote. We came to stop him, not kill him. If Kern decides that he's more help dead, then at least you'll have me and probably Tuz's vote. If he's more help alive to Gimzik to understand the Delar Salik, you'll have a vote for that too.
Any of the
But
rest
don't do
of-
it.
Don't do it. What?
Don't execute him out of bloodlust.
Yeah, there's so many good reasons to. That one would be just a waste. Just kidding.
So are you arguing for his execution?
I'm arguing that we
See both sides of this.
just that why we're discussing it is execution. If we're talking about executing him for leading to the deaths of hundreds of people, dwarves, Durgar, gnomes, humans, and the like, then well, you won't get my vote. But if you want a vote for how his life or death can best help the city, I'll pitch in on that. Is that helpful? I feel like that might not be helpful. Was that helpful too? You know what I'm coming from, right?
Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah, I mean, you know, if they don't get it, I get it.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
it's not about what you do. It's about why you do it. Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Exact intent.
Intent. And he pokes you on the chest where your symbol is.
Yeah. I'm gonna open up. Oh, you don't. You're not fans of it. God. Yeah. So yeah, that's my piece.
Very well. Council has voted. Seems the stay of execution is maintained by 2 votes. And he hammers the gavel. So you will not be executed, Forge Branch. You will, for now, be put under the care of the Council of 13. You will be an apprentice, moving from guild to guild till we find the proper place for you to work. For a place that you can best serve this city, with your knowledge and with your skills. This is the kindest that we can offer you. Please take a seat in the general crowd. And King goes and he sits with these people here. This guy who's now crawled back out from under the table and is taking a seat. Oh,
Smell
hold on
like
one
meat.
second.
Smells like pee.
Sorry. Dang it. One moment. There we go. Alright. And so he goes and he sits down to the next to the other bystanders and he's like, very well, then let it be written that on this day the Council of 13 has taken the first step to becoming the ruling council underneath the mountain in the city of Karn. And you see next to him the oh my god, I forgot his name. Vokir. You see Vokir Runecloak, the guildmaster. He's keeping track of things, and he's still writing things down, scribbling profusely. And you see him. He pulls out a seal, and then he stamps it on a page, and he flips it over, and he's still writing furiously. He's like, well then, council. And he comes back. He comes around to the front of it, leaving Vokir the only one behind it. The next thing. What to do with those souls living in 2 bodies. Now, there are those who managed to come back to us and return, like the ringmaster, and he gestures. But there are many more who seemingly will need our help to find their place. For the first one, I suggest my duplicate, the other Badr and Bristlechin, who we will determine another name for, or I may take another name, whichever we decide fair. I propose he becomes the guard for the castle, of which now we will all inhabit, taking each of the chambers as a council room and meeting in the general hall. We will commission new tables to be sat at. Instead of one throne, Each of us now has new duties as ruler and council to be decided on every general matter. You may want to be considering who you trust to take over more of your daily responsibilities in your personal guild. Or your responsibilities now reach far beyond the guild. I'm lucky in the fact that I can trust myself, and so I would trust him to be the guard of that castle. The lead of that guard. Glorithuna, you've had a chance to talk to your self. What judgment have you come to? What decision? And Glorithuna, the tobacco master, she has a long pipe, and before even speaking, she just takes a second, lights it, takes a big drag, and then she looks up and she's like, we've decided that one of us will work half the year, the other one will work the other half of the year. We make more than enough money to take some time off.
Nice.
And she just sticks it back in her mouth, and she sits back.
Fucking happy ending right there. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oysterlog,
Man.
your decision.
Well, I've talked to myself, which was weird, but then fun, then weird again. We've decided that he's going to take over the guild duties, while I'll take over the council duties. And we will trade off monthly. So that way neither of us loses the experience of running the other. And that we never lose sight of those who work under us and with us.
A fantastic choice. Nara. You see the little girl in the back stands up. Yes. Nara, I see here you've met a new sister, also named Nara, but she's big, isn't she? Uh-huh. Now, your parents have said that you've always wanted a sister. But would you mind keeping Nara around? Well, she's so big. She's like a big sister, but she acts like a little sister. She's so weird. Aye. But do you think you could help her? Do you think you could show her the ropes? Do they have to? Oh my god. You will, of course, be paid handsomely for your time. Really? Oh, aye, yes. We'll send many coppers your way for being a good big sister after all. See, watching over one of the wards of the city does not come without profit. Okay, okay, yeah, I could do that. And she kind of is like playing with her hands, and then she sits back down on her hands.
Funny. Jesus.
Did he just bribe a child?
He did.
Do you think they'd talk to the parents first? Like, I bet they did. I just wonder, you know?
As you say that, he catches your eye and gives you a wink.
I think that's a no.
Volkir Runecloak. You also have found yourself in two places at once. Have you reached a decision of what you are to do? Well, it's a very interesting prospect, but as I am advanced in age and rather committed to my duties, there was a bit of a discussion, and eventually it was decided that one of us would be able to do it with more speed and agility and efficiency, so I will be retiring as script master for the city of Kern. My position taken by Volkir Runecloak, a very qualified man, and he served this city well. I will consider what to do with my retirement, but as of now, I think I'll write a book. And he kind of nods and goes back to his work, writing down everything that's happening. And then oops, I missed one. Sorry. There is a oh no, he wasn't in the double. Never mind. Hold on one sec. Rustred Platefall.
Jesus Christ, do we have to? Sorry.
I can skip
I
it.
hit a. No, you're good. I hit a thing.
Oh, what happened?
Sorry.
Okay.
Ignore me.
I'm all self-conscious. I'm like, I'm sorry.
No, sorry. You're totally good, man. You're good. You're great.
And so you see the younger man in the back. He's like, you thought lost until you were saved by yourself. have you talked to figure out what your fate will be? And he's like, as far as I'm concerned, it's just another person. Fortunately, I don't really feel comfortable, like, sharing my place with him. I'm kind of on my own for now, but I've no problem working with him or anything. I'm just another miner, I guess. It's not a big deal to me. I don't care. All right then, we'll.
I work with miners all the time.
We'll see if we can get someone on that. And then,
He just doesn't want to share his fapping space.
Damn, he's like, I'm
would you want to share a
bachelor,
fapping
right?
space with a minor? Pretty sure that's illegal, even in Kern.
There we have it. Last, Vanir
There we have
Goldhammer. Vanir Goldhammer, what decision have you come to? And then the kind of older dwarf, he's got a big white beard, kind of looks a little Santa Clausy. He's like, well, I travel back and forth from here in the Hobgoblin lands, and talking about it to him, we figured if he could establish maybe a small shop there that I could just supply and also take supplies from, and establish as maybe a foothold there for trade. We consider that a win. That's what we're gonna try, and if nothing else, he can fucking figure it out.
I like this guy. He's like, I'm gonna start a franchise. I'm a brand.
Dude, you know how hard it was to come up with unique things for everybody? No.
Hey man, I've got one to worry about, and I still have no fucking idea.
Yes, welcome. And finally,
Tuza Boo Boo.
Tuza and Uza.
Oh.
Have you decided?
We
Well, I mean, it was. We were thinking. I mean, do you want?
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
couple of plans. One, first off, really glad to see everyone so open with this and discussed it so thoroughly with each other. Really happy to see so much thought was put into this. Well, first off, we're gonna make some sick fucking wings. Me and Gimzik, I volunteered you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We discussed it. That is
that's
perfectly fine.
That's right. I didn't know we had homework.
I
I
didn't.
was busy.
Nobody told me either.
Yeah, I was busy kind of working on this, and I pull out the drift globe on the stick. I've been carving it for Zephyr.
As you pull that out, you see Bodrum just inhale sharply. He's like, "That wouldn't have to be from your bed chambers, would it?"
It's for Zephyr, the people bringing everyone back to life. I'm carving it in like this ornate telling of us rescuing Kern. I mean, if you want to take it back, I can tell Zephyr she can't have it, but...
He puts his head between his and he just pulls one of these things. Now, Uza.
Yes.
I'll let this one slide. Please, in the future, don't carve anything out of anything that's already a thing. We've got plenty of supplies. Now you've just made more work for Gimzek because he has to replace those.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm gonna write that down.
No, write this down. Ask Bardrim for supplies before taking them.
Ask Bardrin for supplies. Supplies.
You're lucky I don't make you pin it to your chest.
For taking.
And at that point, Tusa's like, I didn't get one. He got one. I didn't get one.
I'll get you one. I mean, Bardrin will get you one.
Yeah.
We'll work it out. But, so we were thinking that, Kern's gonna need some help. And maybe a fresh take on outside things and spreading some words of Akadi might be beneficial. And me and Tuza were thinking that it'd probably be pretty good to hang out with Kladik and help out the impoverished of the city. And he might have some other things like going back to the Great Eyrie when he gets some wings, maybe. I don't know. We haven't really thought that out far out yet. So
We are not there yet.
we just... What?
What?
What? Sorry.
No, you're sorry.
It was... Yeah. It was... Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, so work in progress. Work in progress. I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do, but yeah. So.
But we could, if just saying there's a lot of dwarf gods. There's no like other gods. So Akari would just be like fresh. Yeah.
God of freedom.
Yeah, which I mean, perfect,
that-
right? No slaves and such, right?
Yeah, no slaves. Let's go with big digging on that.
Yeah.
No oppressive dicks that are racists.
Helping poor.
Shoot it there at the
Yeah,
the
so-
general. Yeah,
Just give us a bunch of money and we'll do that.
yeah. Barden, can you hook that up so we don't have to take it?
Churches.
All right,
Give
we'll
us money and we'll do that.
we'll
Oh,
take
man.
the worship under consideration, but that is something to be considered. A guild dedicated to those who are down on their luck. Another guild master would have to be appointed for that, and we'd have to figure out
know a guy.
exactly the. Well,
Gladdick.
plan.
You know him? Yeah.
Aye.
He was that old gnome guy. Tattoos on his face. He's got like 4 teeth.
Gladdick Tunnelfoot, of course, yeah. Well, we'll speak to him and see if that's something he'd be interested in, but it would be more of a seeking out donations and using those properly to help those in need, under very close scrutiny by Volkir Runecloak of the accounting aspects of it.
That's fair. That's fair. I think that's fair. You think that's fair?
I think it's great.
We think it's we think it's
Yeah,
fair.
I mean, do I get the money? do you get
I
the
mean,
money?
we'll get some.
Yeah,
Some,
of course.
right?
No,
Yeah, we're
you will
poor.
have no money. The money will
Well-
be in a fund that you use, but we got to use it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you'll help out Gladdick figure out where to use it.
For
Yeah,
church
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
guys. Church stuff. Remember.
Yeah, church stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And drift globes.
Yeah, and wings and
Wings. Got to get those
trips
wings.
and
I think wings are a separate
And
kitty,
gold.
separate budget.
barking.
You guys are gonna
Yeah.
be arrested for corruption. I'm sure of it. If this is.
All right, we'll have Claddock brought in and we'll interview him to see if it's something he's interested in, and we'll consider creating that position. Now, I think we've gone over a lot today, and I think the rest should be decided in a more closed sort of meeting as far as decisions for the future. So with that, I will retire this Council of 13, unless there are any objections or any last points to be made.
I think it's time to wake the druid.
Very well.
Make the truth.
And he ends it, and everybody, as he hits the gavel, everybody picks up their glasses and they clink them together almost at the exact same time, and they all down the entire beer, slam it on the table, and go their separate ways.
I'm gonna try and catch Rash before he leaves.
Woo!
Easy enough. Yeah, because he drinks a little slower than most of the dwarves.
He's got a little gobble mouth. So Rash.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not really sure. Are you planning on staying the spy master?
For now, yeah.
I was wondering if I want to help, give Tuza a job.
I mean, not much of a spy. Well, we'll.
He blends in with a certain group.
That is true. I mean, well, I'll think about it. We'll see what he can do, and then.
Just ponder it. I know because I was really into it when I first got here.
Oh yeah. Oh man, you almost made it too.
Yeah. Worst part was I totally forgot Akadi could have helped me with some guidance the whole way through.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's a
You know
new
what my
thing.
favorite part was? I actually
Was
broke
it-
character for the first time in like 6 months, and I laughed with my own laughter. Thank God
Was
you
it
didn't
when I
catch
cut
that.
my hand?
No, it
Was
was
it
when
when I
I mean, yeah, when you hurt yourself was pretty entertaining.
Was it when I remembered the crowbar? Yes.
And endless hours of entertainment. You can always try again if you want. He points over to where the secret passage is. Anyway, is that yeah? I'll take Tuesday into consideration. It sounds like he's gonna have a lot to do. Well, for a little bit anyway.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I should go wake up Zephyr.
Did you get my and kind of nods?
I did. Thank you. And this thing is so fucking cool.
Yeah, that went through a lot to get that, and then Just, don't be like me. Don't use it for yourself. Use it for other people. That's what it's for. I forgot that.
Try and help me remind me of that too.
Using that. And that. Ugh. The drift globe, really? Like.
It was cool. I didn't know I couldn't take it.
I'm pretty sure about it. Hey, you know what? It's fine. I don't even care.
Do you want one?
I mean, if you got an extra. No, it's fine. I've got plenty.
I gotta hook up as Barden.
As a council member, it probably wouldn't be too hard to commission. But hours of entertainment.
Yeah, anytime. Anything to help you out.
And then, so everybody kind of heads their separate ways. Tuza is just standing there right behind you as you're talking. Ah!
Did you probably heard that whole...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good plan. I was just about to talk to him.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were. We're gonna have to get you some softer shoes.
Why? Is it that bad?
Yeah,
it's that bad.
We'll talk to Gimzik. We'll talk to Gimzik.
All right.
You're gonna get somebody.
You said the Eerie. You think they'd let me in? I don't think they'll let me in.
I don't even
Look
think
at
they'd let me.
Do you think?
Well, I don't think it's that. I think it's they don't know scrawl alls.
Yeah. Well, they don't know. Well, we didn't. They don't know a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you could just go back to someone else, probably. I don't know. It'd be once we got your wings.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that weird?
I don't know. I want them though. I don't care if it's weird.
No, not the wings. Going back as someone else.
I don't know. I'm already somebody else. And he looks down. He's like, "Oh, I had them try to work." And he points to like the metal, kind of like there's this beak that's being shaped. He's like, "I didn't work on it. Does it look? How's it look?"
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
We gotta like the beard. It's the beard. We gotta get rid of the beard.
Oh yeah, the beard is just. He kind of like pulls it out. It's weird. I can feel it. He like pulls it.
It's like metal. The hair. Like I'm not a big fan of hair. Maybe we could trade it out for feathers. Metal feathers.
Ooh, I do like feathers a lot better.
Yeah, hollow feathers.
Could I borrow the hat? Just for a second.
Vicer took it.
Could I borrow the hat?
Vicer took it.
I think you guys got to roll off, right?
He glares at you.
Okay.
My hands are faster than Vicer's. How dare you insult both of us?
Okay.
He couldn't steal anything from us, and you know that.
No, he couldn't. He banished me, and I went to the air elemental plane. It was really cool.
You went to the elemental. What was it like? Was it like the dreams?
It was like, yeah, it was windy and there was thunder. I didn't see it caught but I'm gonna have him do it to me more. So I wonder what would happen if
Did you do it to me?
We're gonna ask him. We're gonna talk to him about this. We're definitely This is gonna happen. But I'll make you a deal. I will make you a deal.
Uh-huh.
Every other day we swap off on the hat because you got to attune to it anyway, so it takes like an hour.
Okay.
And actually, I don't know what we're gonna be here for. But like at least while we're here, like every other day, and then I'll probably have to take it when I leave. But I mean, you'll have soft boots and wings, and get you a bottle so that we can also send you letters.
Oh, and then I could send you letters too.
Yeah, exactly. And then Gimzik can probably figure that out, right?
Yeah,
Maybe it's a bottle.
He's like super smart. Yeah.
You know, we're gonna have to have him teach us a lot because I feel like
a lot.
Yeah, it's homework. Hey, Deadpool, who has the bottle? Do I know who has the bottle?
You know Vicer has the bottle because he was given it to last by Vicer. Bloodscale gave it to him.
That's
right. So I'll talk to Vicer about getting the bottle, and then we'll see if Gimzik can tune into the bottle like you did with the sending stone, so we can send you messages too.
Oh yeah. Can I call you brother?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're basically already, right?
Well, yeah,
dude. We have like two brothers.
We have two brothers. We have two brothers now,
and they're both alive.
Two brothers.
Two brothers.
Brother.
There's 3 birds in a nest.
Three birds, 1 medal. on an adventure. There they go. No.
There's a planet with and it's purple. Purple's a thing.
Perfect. And then so you guys kind of like mutter about, and he just keeps following you, not sure where to go, and you guys keep kind of muttering back and forth. See, did anybody else want to talk to anybody else who was at the council meeting before we kind of move on? Perfect. All right.
Nope.
So
I'll catch up later.
perfect. And,
Oh yeah, shit, Taz is here. Hey, Taz!
Hey guys, what I miss?
A lot. Oh, there.
I'll go through your notes later.
Yeah. Yeah, Tuza, tell her.
oh my god. Okay. So apparently I went to sleep before everything happened, and I woke up in this body.
Pretty much.
That's what happened.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Funny story.
And you go.
I have a different anchor point now. Besides, my scarf now, actually.
You see
That's
Kasai.
stylish. I have mine's a little dragon. His name's Faf.
You see Faf appear. He's this adorable little pink fading into yellow fey dragon. His wings are kind of like gossamer butterfly wings. And he fades out of existence as he turns back invisible.
Pretty cool, huh? But anyway, yeah, no. Since you were gone, let's see. We took over the. We started a riot. We brought the people all together. Took on the king and the king's guard. Found out that the king was taken over by the Duragar king, who was part of an evil plot. Then we found out that they were building iron people made of memories from other people. Uza was one of the people they took the memories from. So that's Tuza. He's Uza, but metal man. Bird thing. Yeah, and now Zephyr is working on resurrecting everyone she can. In fact, we're going to go wake her up so she can resurrect some more people.
Perfect.
And the king's out. He's a robot now. He's a metal man now. But he's not the king.
Alright, then you explain this on the way back to the castle, and you guys make your way back into the throne room, and there's you got to make who wants to go wake up Zephyr?
I'll let Uza do it.
Yeah.
Uza, you go wake up the sleeping druid.
Some otherworldly force is telling me to wake up the druid.
How do you want to wake her up?
So I'm gonna kind of creep up to her room, kind of listen at the door to see if it sounds like she's sleeping.
It does.
And slowly open the door, and then
As you open it a little bit, it just thumps against something. Ow.
Sounds like I had too much to drink. It's the sleep of Zephyr drank way too much.
That's us. That's us. I'm trying. It's me. It's us.
Oh, okay. And he opens the door. Is it time already?
Yeah. Do you want me to wake her up, or?
Go ahead, if you want to.
I'm gonna take the drift globe out. I'm gonna turn it on as bright as I can. Like, Zephyr!
Actually, make a perception check with disadvantage. Zephyr. Okay, yeah. You are deep into sleep, and you hear just like it feels really distant your name, and as you open your eyes, you are blinded by a freaking bright ass light, like somebody's holding the sun in your face.
Strobe light!
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure you were still okay, because it's like weird to sleep in the middle of the day, but sleeping in the middle.
Yeah, thanks for shouting. Yeah, please.
Yeah. I'll turn it down. Sorry. But what? Like, weren't you just asleep like 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
How are you sleeping again?
I'm trying to get my spells back, and I kind of do a little zap spark with my hands to test it out.
Druid craft
Just kinda-
working. And so
Okay.
the timeline, just so everybody's clear, she woke up at like.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. She woke up at like 6 o'clock, and then went and did the resurrection things. Got the potion like super early, 6 o'clock, and then she went back to bed. And it's been about 4 hours, which she knows she can. Or sorry, it's been.
Oh no, I did. I wrote it down. Hang on.
It's been 1 week.
It's been 1 week.
Look at me. I'm a friend, if you want to count me.
So I went back to bed at
Like
9,
9.
and it's 5 p.m. now.
So the council meeting ended around like 3 o'clock, and so.
So I would be waking up around 5.
So,
ish.
is there anything else anybody wanted to do before waking up the druid besides get some food and stuff? It kind of filters you in.
I just had a question before you start off with Zephyr. That's all.
What's your question?
Oh no, Bloodscale had something.
Oh, let's go.
I was gonna say Bloodscale's taking a bath.
Perfect. And so you head down to the baths, and like you start going to public ones, and you remember, oh yeah, and you head back over to the castle, and you go to these. There are these royal baths that are carved out of. They're just carved directly out of the stone, but they're carved out of these giant geodes, so they almost kind of like a little bit of the glow of the Zealer Akeem come through the bottom, so it's like this kind of like rainbow pulsing tub that's filled with these. And as you go up, one of the attendants kind of nods and we'll prepare it shortly. I'll be right, and he just runs off, and then he comes back a short time later. Do you prefer any scents, sir? Pine. And then they go back. And then a few minutes later, it's ready, just through here. And he leads you down, like there's these stone corridors, and there's about, as you're walking by, there's about 8 total. On the second one, on the left, he takes you in and then shows you that huge carved tub, and it's full to the brim, and the water is really warm, and it smells like somebody just chopped down a whole forest in here. It's super piney. And then he kind of bows, leaves some towels, and then draws the curtain.
Take a bath. I got nothing. Normal ass bath.
Super relaxing, super
I will
awesome.
have changed. I will have changed my eyes to silver.
Silver, okay. And changing him to silver, eventually you kind of almost drift away into a nap, and you wake up and there's ice forming around you. You have to like break it off a little bit. Because it is such a relaxing bath.
It's like home.
Just like home. Perfect. And what was your question, Yuza?
Do I realize that she's sleeping a strange amount?
Your roll.
Like, do I feel like
roll an intelligence, just a straight intelligence check for me?
Yeah.
Well, because you knew I slept last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew she slept last night, and then she like left for 2 hours, and then she went back and had another full 8 hours. And she doesn't. Well, I assume she doesn't smell like alcohol. You said intelligence?
Yeah, just straight intelligence.
I'm super good at that.
Well, and you knew I was grouchy this morning.
I don't know why I
So-
rolled a disadvantage. It should have been a 17.
That's okay. Yeah, 17's good. So you do think you're like, well, she did get up really early, but this is I can see going back and sleeping in a little bit, but this is getting ridiculous. This is
Honestly, I think.
And I was grouchy this morning.
super grouchy.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah,
I think
you're grouchy.
Mesnos would also kind of tell you to fuck off.
That's why I didn't ask Mesnos.
Perfect.
Hey.
And then,
I'm gonna
I mean,
poke
you
Zephyr.
could
Hey,
try to
hey,
pry from Mesnos.
I'm just gonna pry from you. I'm gonna poke you as you're getting up. Hey, hey,
Ugh, what?
why are you sleeping so much? Like, how can you sleep this much? Like, I've had rough days, but like, you're out.
I'm trying to resurrect as many people as I can.
Okay,
I
but how are
can't
you
do
doing?
that without resting and getting my spells back. I
Okay,
need the full rest.
okay. But how?
I'm cheating.
I mean, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. But how?
Well, aside from drinking myself into oblivion, which would probably be counterproductive to spells,
I know what that looks like. That's not this.
a sleeping spell. Sleeping potion.
Oh. Oh, that's neat. That's Shit, that's pretty convenient.
I got, I have, you know her, my friend,
Yeah, the potion lady. Who,
Helmada. Yeah,
Helmada,
Helmada.
yeah. Who gave you the
She's-
bard spice.
I taught her how to do reincarnate, but I'm also having her make as many of those potions as she can. And I, over the next 10 days, am going to be sleeping and using as many of them as possible to incarnate as many people as possible. Right now, there are 3 dead children that I want to bring back as soon as possible to their parents. So,
10 days? That's like 27 potions accounting for time that you go over there. Yeah, I can do math.
well, there's no time to waste, right? So let's go.
Then let's walk and talk. Because I'm still going to talk to you about this, because that's a lot of potions in 10 days, Zephyr.
There are no side
Anything,
effects, so
They don't?
no, there's no side
Insight
effect.
check.
Make a deception. Make a. Well, we already know. Go roll a deception check against an insight check.
Yeah, make sure I'm on. Insight. Yeah. Damn.
Seems to be
Can I
telling the
use a luck
truth.
point?
I mean, if you really want to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fucking using them for anything else. Yeah!
Do I roll another deception check?
No, because he used luck. You know what? I feel kind of weird about luck in inter-party stuff. We're gonna do it this one
If
time.
you don't want to let me use it, that's okay.
No, it's just we'll let it this time. I'm just gonna think about it for future use.
That's
But
fair.
so for a second, you like, oh, okay, and then you're like, wait a minute, is she? So you're on the border of you like you seem she might be lying, but you're not positive on what. But you're pretty sure she's lying about something.
Look at her and be like, no. Get it?
All right. Okay, it's not the greatest for you, but it's nothing huge. I mean,
What is it?
I
then?
might. I'll
Just
get
take a
bit
healing potion,
bloaty,
you'll be
I'll
fine.
puke a little bit, but it's nothing permanent.
It's her decision.
I'm not trying to change your mind.
It's nothing.
I just
worse
want her to
than
know that-
hangover.
If it's bad, we'll help you fix it. That's all
It's
I want to
nothing
let you
worse
know.
than a hangover, okay? I don't feel right letting all these people die.
I'm not telling you not to do it, Zephyr. Like Mesna says, it's your choice. I'm not going to talk you out of it. In fact, I think that's pretty awesome that you're doing that. Just, if it turns out bad, let us know and we can fix it. That's it.
Yeah. No, like I said, I mean, you know me. I can hold my liquor.
I do know you, and that's why I know you're putting yourself a foot in the grave for this, I'm guessing.
No,
And
like
well,
I said,
look,
I'm
thank-
probably gonna be hungover a bit. If you want to hold my hair back for me, I might let you. So
I mean,
just don't go making the party feel.
Don't go
know,
making
don't-
parts fall.
Don't go making them worry about this, okay? Like
Okay.
I'm not gonna feel great for a little bit.
well, if you need anything, let me know and I'll go get it for you. I'm still working on your drift globe. It's gonna be pretty sweet, but just remember.
Okay.
If something bad happens, just tell us and we'll fix it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All right,
are you gonna?
maybe
go
they
to
should
the
start bringing
temple?
people here so you could like, boom, resurrect or reincarnate, boom, reincarnate, and then go straight to sleep.
I gotta get some of the energy out, or I won't be able to fall back asleep at all. So I gotta stretch my wings.
Fair enough. You want to do some laps? Actually, you know
Yeah,
what?
you wanna go?
Is Tuza with us?
You wanna
Tuesday-
race me to the temple?
Tuesday is there. He's like, I'm ready. And he goes to like, yeah, get ready. And he's like, I'm not ready. I need
Next time, Zephyr,
Not yet.
we gotta build him some wings. Then we're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
do some races.
I'm gonna
We're
run.
gonna kick
though.
your ass this time.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna still
You
win.
gonna run?
I'm gonna win.
You gonna
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna
All
run.
right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Race. Ready, set,
Ting, ting, ting,
one,
ting, ting,
two,
ting,
go.
ting, ting, ting,
Oh
ting,
shit,
ting.
he cheated too.
Yeah. Think I didn't know you were gonna cheat.
You're not trying.
And so you guys take off. Go and make acrobatics checks, just so I know how you flying. Zephyr, you go
That
to
is
fly, and you're like getting kind of crampy, and you're like, oh, the wings, I laid on them weird, and you're kind of like flapping it out, getting the blood back into one wing, and you're like, oh, and you look up, and Uza is
Flap it out.
gone. You're like, oh,
I don't even know where I'm going.
and then
I was
And-
distracted by a scary dog.
And then as you kind of make your way over the walls and you're kind of flying over, you're like, you're looking around for the temple that you went to before, and then you kind of make your way over there. Then after a little while, you see Uza. You eventually stop flying as fast as you can. You turn around and you see that you've headed the complete wrong direction. You're like, oh, uh-oh, and you had to kind of
Shit.
fly back to catch her. And then you see as you're flying over here, you're ting 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 ting, running off the same direction that you were going. And then as you turn around,
Wrong way!
and he turns around, ting 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 ting.
Gotta get that boy some shoes.
He's running after you. You easily outpace him, but he's running. He's a little hard out. And
Damnest.
He probably has stamina though, right? Like
he's
he'd
got-
probably run farther.
got wicked stamina. And then so
Legs for days, George for days.
Like,
does anybody have any trouble hearing me? My connection's been interrupted. It looks. Okay, no, it's back. Never mind.
Oh, you're
I'm
good.
good. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, and so, but eventually, you catch up to Zephyr, and she kind of guides you over to the temple. And as she's going a little slower, eventually you hear from the distance, ting 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 ting, and it's under you. And then he's looking up, and he's like keeping pace as you guys are floating. He's like, and then as you guys,
Breathe!
what?
You gotta breathe!
I don't actually. And he keeps running.
That's cool!
And then so eventually you guys make your way to the temple, and as you land, you head inside.
I was really tired.
Yeah, no side effects. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
What?
No, that's...
What the hell
Do your thing.
is that?
That's... Oh! Did you not meet Tuza?
I'm Tuza.
He's Tuza.
I'm Uza, but he's Uza.
Like me, but
so
there's
a
I'm
copy
Uza
of
too.
you?
I'm Tuza.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! They can make
Yeah,
copies
he's-
of us too.
Apparently. So you might want to check a couple.
Ooh.
Oh, that no.
Can
that
you-
would be bad.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I don't want a copy of me.
But it's super cool.
It-
My copy
it
is
is-
so cool. He's like flying around and being cool.
yeah. And my copy's like on the ground. Like he doesn't have to breathe. Just
Yeah,
learn that.
but Uza, that's because you're really cool. Like the
I'm
copy.
really
of
cool
me,
too, Zephyr.
Yeah, you're
dark
like
and
super cool,
twisty
Zephyr.
and no,
You were the
no.
first person who was nice to me. I mean, us. I mean,
Yeah.
him.
Well,
It would get
Both?
dark and broody, and like all the alcohol and drugs would go missing. Like the people of Kern would get concerned.
Oh.
so
Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, but then they'd have their own Zephyr. They'd be like so happy.
you know what's
but
better than one Zephyr? Two Zephyr.
Two Zephyrs.
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
would a copy of Zephyr know a resurrection spell?
Oh shit.
I was gonna ask that, but I don't think I know enough about magic to ask it.
You'll be coming in here with your
wait,
questions
hold on.
like that.
Tuza,
Yes.
can you make that thing have light?
What?
Can you cast the light
yeah.
spell? That rock?
Yeah. Hold on. And he picks up the rock and he's like, and you see his symbol on his chest glow, and then the rock whoop, pops into.
Oh, I gotta go find out and see if there's another Zephyr.
Ah!
And I'm gonna
Okay.
go fly back to the Warforged facility, I guess, and look for.
I
Ting,
doubt
ting, ting,
that's
ting, ting,
gonna
ting, ting.
happen.
As you say, I doubt they're both already excitedly gone.
So, So we still don't know anything about who made the Warforged, other than Duragar are involved, right?
It was something between the king and the Duergar, and you know they're based off the plans that Gimzek made.
Okay, then I'm gonna go talk to the king,
Perfect.
the
Okay.
ex-king,
Excellent.
deposed man,
And then
the robot formerly known as King.
so Zephyr, after the two spazzes fly off, you walk into
I go into the temple.
you go into the temple, and then you see Corin. She's talking to somebody, and then she looks up and she's like, "The time is okay." And then she kind of nods to the person, and then heads over to you. She's like, "There's been a special ceremony prepared in the center of town. We were told to make the Golden Rebirth parts of it very public as part of a kind of a bringing everyone back together. So, if you would like to follow me." She starts to head out the door. And then she takes you, and you follow her.
I use my robe and I change my robe's color and kind of flare it out and kind
You go
of
on-
muster my hair around a bit and
Perfect.
fluff it up and ruffle my feathers out and make them look fancy and
what-
shiny.
Party!
I'm
Perfect.
purtifying myself.
Excellent. And you do a pretty decent job. You're feeling pretty pretty darn good, actually. There's no you don't feel sleepy, you don't feel tired, you feel really energized. You feel like you've had
Poofing up like a parakeet.
you've had a good 2-hour nap and your second cup of coffee on a Saturday, and it's about 2 o'clock. That's how good you feel.
I
It's
understood
Not
that
like I just
reference.
slept for 16 hours,
Yeah,
I feel like I've had a light coffee at about 3 o'clock on a Sunday.
24 hours.
I feel good.
you feel good.
Feeling good, feeling fresh, feeling dry.
And then, but she leads you to the streets, and you make your way towards the clock tower. And you notice that in place of the tent city that was there, it's been cleared out, and then there is. It's this pile of gold, and it has been kind of gathered around the clock tower, and it's being heavily guarded. But you notice that there's been parts of it that have been laid down in circles. And then as you approach, you see Corin raises her hand, and then in it is a hammer. And as she raises it, light flies out of her hammer and brightens the entire area. And then she throws the hammer upwards. And then as it reaches a peak, she kind of snaps her fingers, and this bell ring, like an anvil hitting a hammer hitting an anvil, just this ding, silences the crowd. And then as it comes down, she catches the hammer and puts it back on her belt. As she approaches, you see guards nod, and they start moving away, making a path. There's a crowd of people that are all around. Some you recognize as people you've come across, but mostly it's a crowd of strangers. The guards then bring out 3 stretchers and lay them in 3 of the circles. You see Helmada's there, and she kind of turns and nods to you. And then there's this old dwarf. He's completely bald, and he has a beard. It's this dark gray, starting at the top but fading to white as it goes to the bottom. And there's little mushrooms growing out of his beard, and he's wearing, and his clothes are just like this kind of simple robe. His eyes, one is almost completely whited out with cataracts, and he just has random mushrooms growing out of his clothing. And as you approach, she nods and she's like, "This is the only other druid I could find. His name is Termagret Bristlepike, and he says he also knows the spell." And then he kind of nods and like,
I hear there is need of my abilities and balance in nature to be restored.
he looks at you, and he's kind of like eyes kind of pretty wide, and he just kind of nods at you. Gimzek is also there, and he as you're walking up, he's like, I was able to make a few of these. I found a few and I'm working on making more, but these should work temporarily. And he hands you 2 glass beads, but they're fairly larger than what you're used to. And he's like, "Be careful, they are rather unstable and may only work once, maybe twice before well, there's a possibility they could explode as well. So just be very careful with them. But used properly, they should restore a 5th level spell.
Beads of power.
2 unstable beads of power.
Unstable.
You're gonna blow your hand off with that M80.
Beads of power.
Just remember to keep your hand open when you. Just
Yeah.
don't close your fist around it, or you'll have your wife pass you the ketchup for the rest of your.
That is a very specific reference.
It's from Independent. No, Armageddon.
Is it? Dang, okay.
Yeah, when he's pitching the thing, he's like, you shoot it on the outside, it just bounces right off. But
Oh, that's right.
hold it in your hand, you let go. Anyway.
And then the bodies, the first 3 that are laid out, you, Helmata, and Termagret go over to the, and each one of you sits in front of one of the rings. Not the rest? Okay. And as you kind of kneel down, you take a second, and you see as Termagret starts to commune, the different mushrooms that are all around him start to glow. And you see this kind of like his magic as he like folds his arms like this and concentrates down, and then as he reaches out his hands, all these glowing spores kind of circle around him as he lays his hands down. And then Helmata, she kind of takes a second, grabs the pouch at her neck, and then as she's concentrating, you see a flower start to grow out of the pouch, and she pulls the flower and then places it in the center of the chest of the body before her. What would you like to do for your reincarnating?
Alright. For mine, I sit down cross-legged again, and I do my mini prayer. Say, Sylvanas, guide the light, and bring this person back on the path to life. And as I bring my hands in front of me, I draw them apart, and in front of me, see patterns etching themselves in the air. And it seems like a druid, druid craft language being written, but also a mix of my demonic heritage as well. Like I'm drawing both natural forces together.
And as you pull your
In a
hands
way
apart, the script starts to take hold, and it kind of starts in a light green, and then as though a small fire leaps through them as though they were detonation cord, and it just this spark of orange flies through it, and then back down, and then it leaves it a dark green as the body before you. As you see the magic sink into the body before you, go and roll your D100.
Whoa.
What is the name of the person I am reincarnating?
Oh, you'll know soon enough. And as is a smaller body in front of you,
Oh shit!
and
Sorry.
and as you see they start to stretch out, and then and their hair becomes the stubble on their cheeks starts to retract in
what else?
as their head kind of squeezes in and thins out. So it's 38. No, it's high elf, isn't it?
No.
Oh, you're right. It's afterwards. Sorry. And
What
then
elf?
you see the beard pull in, and then the hair, which is a black, goes to kind of like a dark brown, and the body extends out and thins, and this wood elf woman who's they quickly pull like a cover up to kind of hide her body extending out of its robe, and she looks up and she sits up and she's like, "Well, that was quite strange. Well, that was I? Who are you?"
My name is Zephyr. You decided to come back to the land of the living.
Well, that's right, I was dead. Oh my god, I was dead. Are you?
It's okay. You came back.
Ah.
You're gonna be a bit different now, though.
Oh, I see. And she kind of like, she's like looking at her hands. Oh, who's gonna want me now that I'm a twig? Well, hopefully, Weirwom will still love me.
Well, you have been reborn during the Golden Rebirth. This is going to be a new ceremony for your people. A sign that you guys are going to evolve into higher acceptance.
Oh, well, I guess as long as they help me out, I'll do my best. And then you take a second, and all of a sudden you're like, I've heard the name Rirwam before. Oh my God, this is Naruluta's mother.
Oh, wait.
And you look.
What was your last name?
Oh, it's a large granite.
Erwan?
And as you look next to
How do you spell that? I'm writing all them down.
So her name is Adapuir, Aidapwir, and the father's name was Rirwam, Rirwam. You know they were gnomes before.
Spell her first name one more time.
Aidapwir. Oh, I can just. Damn.
I-R.
There it is. I was wondering where that was coming.
Copy and paste.
Large granite. Okay. I brought your daughter back. Actually.
Oh, well, I knew there was something calling me back, and that must have been it.
She's also an elf.
Well, isn't that convenient?
She's just a bit different than you.
And but have you heard? Do you know where Weirwom is? And then from beside her, you hear, I'm right here. And you look over, and you see the gnome body that they brought out is shrunken even smaller and is now a stout halfling. He's like, I mean, it's not a big change, but well, I guess I get to. He's kind of looking up at her. You're dull now. I suppose we should find our daughter, and Claddock probably kept her safe.
I know they did.
We're back. Well, I guess there's much to do. And then, let's see. What a lucky. Sorry. And then you see the one that Turmagret had been working on. You see this. It's a male dwarf whose body had been like crushed. And you see the body just start to expand outwards, and then he just sits up and you're like, was everybody freaking out about? Oh, wait a minute. Was I? You're dead. But you're back. They let you back in the city. They let everyone back in the city. And I brought you back to life. Now go about your business. And the guy get up, and he stayed a dwarf and looks exactly the same as his body. Because I rolled a 20.
Lucky son of a gun.
Right?
Honestly, we should be rolling for genders too.
Yeah, but I got time.
Doesn't say so on the table. I would just do it if you did.
All right, and then with that, they bring out 3 more bodies and then place them down, and then so you have 2 level 5 spell slots, correct?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and roll on the table. Roll your d100. 3.
Oh, hell yeah!
All right, so
I get buddy.
Woo! What color is he? Ooh, can I roll for color?
you know what? Go ahead.
Yeah, all right.
12.
You get to decide the color, I guess. Like what numbers correspond to the color.
Yes, yeah. It'll so d12. I have them actually written down for other stuff, so this works perfectly.
Okay.
12. Okay. Of course it's, okay. So you see this. This is a human body. It's one of the. And you see this one has been stabbed many times and gutted. But most of the upper body is pretty okay. But you see like as the this one as your spell takes place, you see like the guts kind of slurp back into it and it seals up, and then from that point you see as it seals, almost a little bit of flame go across, and then the body starts to scale over in this gold tone.
Oh, he's
and then
missing
his face starts to protrude outwards, and you see this one has a tail. A tail come out from behind him, and as he kind of, sorry, metallic don't have tails. My bad. No tail on this one, and then you see his body bulges in and gets much larger as he was only about 5 foot before, and now is around 6.5 feet. And as he wakes up, he wakes up.
I feel very weird.
Oh.
As he coughs, this little flame jet comes out.
Whoop, I backed my head up a bit so he doesn't singe my face.
Was that me?
Yes. So, you are alive again, but I used a reincarnate spell, and that doesn't necessarily bring you back in your original body.
To scratch his arm.
Careful! You have claws now.
I am
A dragon.
I'm
No.
gold. Why?
Or a
am I
dragon.
gold?
'Cause you're a dragonborn now. I actually have a friend who's a dragonborn.
Oh.
He can explain this to you. He can kind of help you with this.
Oh, you are one of the Dawnforged company we were told to rally around.
Yeah!
You saved the city. Now you've saved me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you were... Of course!
And he reaches, he like grabs your hand in his now huge hands, and he kind of like holds it for a second. And I'm sorry, I didn't. I am. And he kind of like stands up, and as he stands up, like everybody like kind of gasps a little bit, seeing his this golden dragonborn. And he looks like,
This is gonna be great for your image.
Let it be known that more than the city was saved by these. They stayed and saved the rest of us. And I will stay and help the city. So says Renfrey, the Resolute. He kind of nods down and he looks down. Where will I find your friend?
Are you a paladin by any chance?
Not necessarily. Just believe in right things.
Ah, well, you will find Bloodscale at the palace right now. I would go talk to him. He can help you with being the new you.
Very well, I will go.
and he
Tell him
says,
Zephyr sent you.
I will. Thank you, Zephyr.
Of course.
And then
And then I look at the power, the beads of power, and then I look back to Gimzik, and so, Gimzik,
yes.
how do I use these?
Well, it's same as you would a normal pearl of power. Concentrate on it and extract the magic within it, and it will restore a 5th level spell slot.
I'm gonna use both of them now.
Ooh.
Like, bring out 2 more bodies.
Oh, okay. Roll a d20 twice.
Bring out your dead.
Dun.
Bring out your dead.
Zephyrs gonna come back missing fingers.
Okay. Perfect. So both go without a hitch. The first one does shatter in your hands, but the second one seems to stay. And it loses its power, but you get the idea that like a normal pearl of power, it'll recharge after a day. And so the first one stays. The second one stays intact, while the first one shatters in your hand. So they bring out, and then around you, you see a. You see a
She
halfling
wanted
stay
more
a
children.
halfling. Are you kidding me? All right. And then 66. Oh, okay. And then you see on the end.
Oh!
At the end, you see this half orc sit up. And he's like, And he's looking around.
Did we win?
Are you alive?
Yes. Then I suppose you won, didn't you? Ask them, they know. I just...
Oh no, man, I just work here. Shit.
And then, so he stands up. He's like,
The revolution. Then Hellfrock is king no more.
and he kind of like,
I shift into my orc form and I kind of give him a
and he-
yes.
As you do, he's like,
You'll be reborn as well. We shall rise as one. We are the Kernites. We are the people of Kern.
he's not very articulate. And then he's like, and he kind of like raises his arms and everybody cheers, and he kind of walks out, and then somebody like hands him a beer. The crowd is now like, everybody's super excited and waiting there. And you do you hear like
I
people
raise
starting
my arm,
pouring
I'm like,
beers.
Body doesn't matter. Flesh is flesh.
Flesh
You
is flesh.
are the people of Kern.
And then as you say, Kern, and then from
I,
the
like,
pockets, the Golden
Get
Reapers.
people like fruiting like they're NFL fans like
Kern, Kern. And they go nuts for it. And then so,
Say that the fuck up!
and then I drop my orc form and then I just kind of start walking out and then fly off when I'm kind
you
of
have-
away from the crowd.
you have one
Just
more
one more.
resurrection.
Oh, didn't I do two? I thought
Nope.
you said one halfling and then one orc.
And
No,
then
no,
he
the
used
orc was
both
the guy at the
pearls.
end. Yeah, so those were the people next to you that were coming back to life. You have one more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
cool.
he had one more spell slot. He is weird.
Okay, so I D100 one more time.
Yeah. 74.
Actually,
So-
shouldn't she have 2 left?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because you did
Both
elf,
pearls of power.
dragonborn, orc,
Pearl power.
and then
Orc was the other guy.
orc was the other guy. Sorry. Yeah. So this
Just
one
did
is
just did elf dragonborn so far.
74. So that is a halfling. Okay. So you see this. You see a
Oh, wait,
dwarf.
what was the
Huh?
name of the dragonborn, really quick?
Oh, his name was. Let me pull it up here. Put it down. Renfrey. I'll link it in chat. Renfrey.
Poor Ripley.
I want the names of all the people that I
Everybody.
brought back to life.
Perfect. So you got the two so far, and then this one has it's a dwarf. He's in guard's armor, and as you perform the ritual, he starts to shrink in his armor, and except for the belt still fits, as he kind of like sits up and he's like he sits up in his armor and it kind of clanks down and he's like, well, that's different. Oh, that's not. I'm sorry, am I a halfling now?
Yeah,
What's
but
on
you're
the light?
stout.
Oh, all right then. I guess my my post is not to be abandoned. And he kind of stands up and he like looks at the other guards, and the other guards are like, you see them. They're kind of looking at him like, well,
You know this
Brony, is
just
that
makes-
you?
That just
Apparently.
makes you more dexterous.
Well, I mean, who doesn't want to that? And he kind of like, he goes over, and then like you see a bunch of guards, like 3 or 4 guards that have been waiting. They kind of go and they're like, it's me, and they kind of like start slapping him on the back and everything, and that is Boldromi Cave Toe. Perfect. And last one.
Me caved. I wonder how he got caved. Oh, is his name?
Reason he doesn't
All
like
right.
no minds. 88. And,
Human.
as you go to lay your hands down on this, the form of this it's a halfling, you feel the magic catch and then disperse.
Go ahead.
I
happens.
sigh deeply.
Put it on my back.
I sigh deeply, and then I repeat the prayer. Sylvanus, guide the light, and bring this person towards their Allfather.
And then the assistants pull the blanket back over their head, and they start to take them back.
And I just kind of sigh, and I stand up, and while other people are cheering, I kind of... I'm hoping right now no one's noticing me.
There are a few people looking, but like there are a lot more that are involved in what's going on, and all of the, resurrections and stuff.
As the people are taking the body away, I'm like, does anyone know this person's name?
Hey, here. That was Lazim. I never got his last name. One of the guards says.
Is he a guard, or is he a family?
I don't know. He was one of Claddock's clan.
Of the clan.
And then he just kind of sighs and says, I don't know why it didn't work.
Sometimes people choose not to come back.
Oh, I didn't. Alright then.
It's a personal decision, but they can choose not to come back when they die.
Well, alright then. Well, we'll let Claddock know. You don't have to. It's fine. I thought he might. You see Claddock there. He's just kind of he's been sitting there the whole time. You see he's sitting cross-legged. You see they've made like a kind of like a small space around him, and he stands up, and his knee. You audibly hear his knees like crack like pretty loudly as he stands up, and he makes his way over to you, and he's like,
She's used to that from me.
Been there.
"We've all been there." and he makes his way over to you, and he's like, "Well, you did all you could, but thank you for trying. Lazim was always difficult, and I'd see why he would change his ways now."
Do you have
Really?
family?
No, he was part of our clan because he stayed in Kern while his family left, and young, but sometimes the young are a little bit more accepting of what is to come than us who are stuck in our ways. That's okay. He kind of turns away and he just starts walking away.
How old was Lazim? Like,
Lazim was like 23.
Okay. Alright. That officially ruined my day, so I'm heading out. And, like, I fly off as soon as I get a clear spot where not very many people see me.
Alright, and as you...
If the spell doesn't work, does it still burn the slot?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because the spell is just to give it the soul the opportunity to take it back its place in its body and take the resurrection. If the soul decides not to, you've used the magic to give it
It
the
still
chance,
uses
and it's still
everything.
used up. And
The
so,
gold-
Okay,
It's
cool.
still
That's what I
gone,
figured.
the
I just thought I'd
lives are still gone.
double check. I have no.
sure. And then so as you get a little bit of space, as you go to fly off, you just hear this cheer follow you as you fly away, as everybody seems pretty happy around you. Oh, that's way too loud. And then you fly back to the castle, I assume?
Yep.
And when you land, Mesnos is you make your way to your room and you see Mesnos is sitting by the door. I can't fly. And he smiles at you. How did it go?
Brought back 3 people.
3. That is excellent. I thought it was only 2.
I was given pearls of power.
Ah, oh, very well done.
One person refused. At this point, my jaw is locked tightly.
And then so he pulls out his flasky and he unscrews it and you need a
I drain it.
Constitution saving throw.
Where is it?
Perfect. And you feel a little bit of it, but it doesn't have the overwhelming effect that you were hoping for. As you go down.
I pull out one of my joints too.
Perfect. Go ahead and so he's like, "Oh, who's that?" Very
Kind of
well.
pull out one of them joints.
And so you.
Hang on. Am I using my Enoch or?
Yeah, Enoch or Bard Spice. We
Let's
have
go
many
for the
drugs to choose
Enoch.
from. Okay, so the Enoch. Okay, go ahead and another Constitution saving throw.
I'm.
You decide to make a
How
visit to the
turnt do you
mushroom
wanna be?
people.
Another Constitution saving throw.
The spore people from up top want to talk.
And this
up.
hits really hard and combines with the alcohol, and so you
Man.
you're like crossfaded where things you're feeling like you're floating about a foot over your body, and even if you're just sitting, and then you're kind of like looking around and like every once in a while the patterns on the walls start to swim a little bit. The sheets
You're
seem to be
blinking asymmetrically.
yeah, the sheets seem to like lap up against you like waves, and they're always moving. And then the tile on the floor seems to shift around a little
Zephyr.
bit
How's it
as you're
going?
tripping around.
On the floor.
And then
I remember.
It's
Mesnos,
crazy. You can walk all over me. I'm like, whatever. I'm the floor.
you look over to Mesnos, and you see as he's looking at you, and he raises his eyebrow. You see just like this spark of fire behind his eyes, and he's like, "Did you want to take the potion as well, or do you need a second?"
Can't take it for 4 hours.
Would you like me to get you food?
Oh, I gotta go down and see if Bloodscale's talking to that dude.
I don't believe.
Shit,
some
can I get
Cheetos.
down the stairs?
I would not advise it.
Yeah, come down the stairs. All the stairs are here. Come on. Do it. Come on. Do it. Come down the stairs.
He's like, I would advise against it, but I will help you if you require.
I'm gonna hold on to the wall.
You can do it.
Which is moving on me.
What's
Which
that?
is moving on me. Yeah, the wall's moving on me. Yeah, hold still, fucker.
And,
It's
the wall, it's almost like it's like
wobbling.
it's butter almost, like it's super soft, and then it's super slick, and it won't stay in one place.
God damn it! Hold still.
And then the
Don't
alcohol
tell
is
me what
also
to
like
do.
dragging
Yeah, we
you
do
down
what we
a little
want. We're
bit.
stairs. We
I'm
go
the
down or
wall,
up.
bitch,
You
I
don't
do
know.
what I want.
Make an
I stand a
acrobatics
slick wall.
check to see how well you make it down.
Yes, I'm vampire.
And I
you're-
look over at Mesnos and I'm
Or
like,
in front of you.
he was only a kid.
Um,
Why would he not? Alright, like, you know what? That bitch was old, and I understood why she didn't want to.
what are you talking about?
Alright, that pasty, dirty bitch.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
She
damn.
said no for a reason,
yes,
that baby.
Crazy.
But
maybe.
he was a kid. There is no reason he couldn't have come back.
We are all children to some people. I imagine there are those who would view you as a child.
Yell at him again.
And then, by that time, all of a sudden, you're at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, what does he
You-
know?
You'd been walking on these stairs forever, and suddenly they're over, but they were over in an instant.
Oh,
Time is
bye.
getting a little squirrely on you now, too. But you do see, so we're going to smash cut to Bloodscale. After
Okay.
you hear a knock from outside of your room.
Actually, after the bath, I would have like got food.
Okay, so
Yeah, so I was heading to the hall because I figured
Let the devil in.
so
in the hall.
as you're sitting there and
Benevolent as I've ever been.
all right, reel it in, guys, reel it in. Come on, man. All right, so as you're sitting there in the mess hall, you see the guards guide in a golden dragonborn who is in basically a loincloth and a blanket tied around him for clothing, and he is super shiny gold. And they lead him over to you.
Oh, hello, Mr. Bloodscale.
This is not my fetish.
I am Renfrey. Your friend has resurrected me and told me you could help me figure out how to be a Dragonborn.
Can we give this guy some clothes?
Yes, they're on it. We're working on that right there. Sorry about the whole
A little weird.
kilt and sorry. It's. I mean, there are some unexpected consequences, of course.
I'm a barbarian, and even I don't dress like that.
That is fair. Apparently they're working on it, but I would beg of you, please teach
Cloak?
me how to
Do I have something?
control these, be a better Dragonborn. I found out I can do this.
Little fire.
I don't know how, but I feel like I could do it better. Can you teach me?
He's looking at technical things.
God, I don't have any clothes for this boy.
Just grab a curtain.
Amazing.
Close beam.
Easily my most metro attack.
I don't know.
Big
Doesn't the
green
carriage can't the carriage magic something or
I think that's
the butler?
I think that's the tent. I have an idea.
No, the tent does.
Yeah, the tent does.
Yeah, the tent.
What's your idea?
The carriage does have a bottomless beer though.
It does.
My idea was we go to a courtyard. I pop out the fortress, and I get like a sheet or something from in there.
Okay.
Honestly, the fortress might have like just a set of clothes in there.
Yep,
Well, you're also in a castle.
Yeah,
Well,
but
if
if they
it's-
can't,
if it's
if the guards can't find him clothes, then there's already a problem.
And if it's Bloodscale's thing, it would have clothes his size, right?
one way to find out.
Okay, here first you sit here,
Of course.
slide over like half of a turkey that's like
And he
half side is demolished, half side is pretty pristine, and I'm just like,
he goes to like he holds it in both hands and he like nibbles on.
oh, hold on,
Yes.
no, stop being dainty.
It's like the whole thing, and then he kind of like pulls the bone out of it, and then he's like he's fucking up chewing because his mouth is no longer where it's supposed to be, and he doesn't know
I'll
that.
show you. That's fine. I'll show you that in a minute.
And he's like chewing really much, and
Just stay here. I'll be right back.
Very well. I will stay here and continue to eat. And he's just.
he doesn't know he doesn't know he has a gizzard that chews most of his food.
No, I'm going now. I'm gonna find like a nice wide open area, just pop
Perfect.
out the fortress and look for some clothes.
And it's easy enough. Most of the castle has open ceilings that open to the Zealer Akeem, and you toss out. In an instant, your tower is in front of you.
Well,
You
if I'm
open
still
it.
in the castle, I'm gonna like tell the guards, "Hey, don't freak out."
Okay,
I will. Holy shit! Oh no, it's cool. And then, as you go inside, you notice there is almost every single make of basic armor in your size in the armory.
Cool. I was really just looking for like pants and an undershirt.
Perfect. Yep. You do
I'm
find.
not even giving this boy real armor. I'm just like clothes.
Perfect.
You get your own armor. I'm not this. We already did enough charity right now. I'm just getting you clothes.
There are some common clothes that are in your size.
Sweet. Just gonna bring a set out.
All right, and so as you return back, he is now.
Also gonna
moved
pop
on-
the fortress back.
Oh, you pop the fort back into its little cube. You put it back, and then you see he's moved on from the chicken onto this large ham leg, and he's just mowing through it. You get the idea that he is insanely hungry.
He is learning as well.
And then
as you return, he's like, this is wonderful. I've found I don't need to chew as much.
and
Yeah.
as he
yeah,
bites
no,
into
yeah,
it,
No, you were good.
you hear this
You can't-
as he bites into this wet ham.
Like I can eat the bones. You probably can't.
then I will save not eating the bones. But what else?
Also, and then I just plop the clothes down on the table.
Excellent. And he picks them up and he's like, and he looks around. Is there a place? Just follow me. And you see him, they take him to a coat closet and he goes inside and he comes back out dressed in common clothes. It's just some basic brown breeches and a white, or not a white, just like a cloth shirt.
Thank
That
whatever
is-
deity you believe in.
Much better. And,
This is way less awkward now.
I agree. I did not enjoy wearing a kilt made of a blanket. I'm so
what-
shiny. You see-
So what the fuck are you?
I am, well, I was a human, and,
Okay.
my name was Renfrey. I had, recently been hiding out in the city,
I mean, your name
normal
still
style.
is Ren, right? I mean, that's not gonna change.
Yes, but, yes, I guess I'll be Renfrey the Golden now. Is that how we name ourselves?
No.
No. Alright, I will just be Renfrey then.
You have a name. Just use your damn name. I mean, if you
Makes
want
sense.
a title, make whatever up. That's not my call, but
Very well. Then I will stay Renfrey. I would...
my name was given to me by bloodthirsty pit goers. So I mean, you know.
And you like this name?
It's apt.
Very well. Why not be Silverblood? No, that's worse.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's not focus on me.
very well. How do I know?
Why were you
which-
hiding in this city?
Well, I was hiding in the city because, well, I'd been part of a merchant train and I had been set here to guard and help the people in the caravan. And when they were exiled from the city, one objected too much, and the guards had thrown him in jail. So I was trying to figure a way to release him from jail.
I believe.
When the riots had come about, I tried to break into the prison to free him, and I was slain.
Do I believe this bitch?
Insight check. Yeah, you believe him. He doesn't seem to even want to lie to you.
I'm just nat 20. Fuck it.
Yeah, you're like this
Nice,
guy.
nice,
This guy is as much of a putz as he seems.
And as this is going on,
Oh yes.
they hear a crash. Oh, they're so shiny!
Oh god.
Get up. People are looking. Get up.
Oh, but I told you, like, Ronat was an old goat. I get it. She didn't want it. That's fine.
Suffer!
You found the golden boy.
Yes, go to bed.
I can't yet. I
He's
gotta wait
teaching me to
4
become
hours.
a.
Maznos, take her back to the goddamn room,
I have
I
been
need to
crying
eat
since we
something.
left.
and we'll bring you food.
I told you they would do that.
I want to eat that. Plus, I want to see the golden boy.
No,
He looks
you're
over
gonna make things worse.
and he like bows to you and he's like, again, I thank you very much for saving me. And I've been provided with clothes that fit, and I'm being
Fuck
trained
is it?
how to be dragonborn. Did you know we don't have to chew as much?
You don't?
I'm gonna
Apparently
whisper
not.
into the stupid like thing that we have, like, somebody come fucking help me in the mess hall. For the love of fuck, anybody, please just come fucking help me. I can't handle
I
this right now.
managed to make
I'm
it
thinking
over,
it's an
and
emergency. I
blocked-
run like full out,
Yeah, who
as hard as I can.
just as I managed to
Panic
sit
running.
down next to the golden boy, and I like grab some food. I'm like, so, and I'm grabbing a muffin, and I'm just like smashing it in my mouth, like messy as fuck. Just so. What do you mean you don't need to choose much?
Apparently, there's something internal that does it for me, so I don't have to
There's
try
facts
to.
here.
Uh,
Make her come on.
I don't have to masticate as much. Are you okay?
No, she's not.
Fine.
She's off her tits. Look at her. She had a rough day.
I'm fine.
She's self-medicated. She's off her tits.
Yes.
Oh, I'm stoned. What?
She's self-medicated. She's off her
Chris.
tits.
I am sorry, I did
Oh,
not know
fuck,
there'd
somebody
be
come help me, Jesus.
such. And at
Come
that
on.
point, at that point, Visair, you see he's running down the stairs. He's just got like slides in, and then
What's going on? What happened? What's
And
that?
he just sees my head
Point.
bobble,
That
like
is
my head's
point.
looking at him, and it's like bobbling as it follows him sliding in, like just kind of like aftershock bobble.
and then
How you doing, Zephyr? Do you want to go to bed? You want to go to your room and go to sleep?
No, my bed's floating.
at that point, Uza, you
That's
arrive
fine.
flying
We'll
in through the
get you there.
ceiling.
That will be fun, right?
I got my daggers
Please
out.
tell me somebody brought Taz.
Twiz is on his way.
Funnier
Who's-
with Taz.
Is it this guy? The Dragonborn?
Alright, hold on. I'm just gonna.
I'm so literally
I
like
brought him back to life.
pointing at Zephyr.
Let's skills
Don't
teaching
let
him how to be a dragonborn.
And Tezzer, you
cast-
catch up to
I
the
cast
running. You
Charm
catch up.
person.
You catch up to
On
Visair
level-
at this
on
point, who
level
ran past you. Charm person on the Dragonborn.
No, on Zephyr.
Zephyr, make a Wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Spell DC 16.
Wisdom saving throw.
10. Okay, you fail.
Uh,
So you all of a sudden, Visair's just making a hell of a lot of sense right now.
What's he saying?
Alright, you should go up to your room and just hang out there for a while, you know, just take it easy. We're gonna bring you
Yeah.
food and you're gonna have a lot of really tasty munchies while you're up there. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
even get something with cheese on it. Maybe a
But you
little
gotta
jalapeno.
help. My bed's floating.
That's alright, we'll take care of that. I'm magic, right?
Okay.
Like, it'll be easy.
I
I
will-
wave
are
over, like,
magic.
I wave
You
over,
are magic, Visair.
You are magic, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. Alright, no, we're gonna head up here. Ignore the stairs, okay? Just don't even look at them.
so, so I literally ignore the stairs
And
and
she
I
walks.
walk straight into it and just face
We're
plant.
supporting her on either side, right?
As you-
Me and
Well, Mesnos is trying.
No,
but
I
he's-
literally don't
I've got her on
lift
the
my
other
feet.
side.
I
Mesnos-
literally do not lift my feet. I ignored that the stairs were there.
God, it sounds like me after
ignore
TJ's
them. I
wedding.
said don't
Yep.
look at them. You can go straight up. There
And
you go.
with that, as you
Alright,
start,
here we go.
as you
Somebody
start
tell me Taz is on the way. This she'll love this.
Taz, you've just arrived. As you arrive on the scene and you see them trying to coax her up the stairs. I think we should
I'm
dimension
still
door her
hungry.
there.
Hey.
Visair, do you have dimension door
Want me to-
prepared?
Light a
Dimension
fire under
door
someone's
isn't
ass?
gonna
Oh
work,
my
but
god,
let's do
Taz!
this.
Hi!
I cast fly on
Hey.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Actually, I wait to do that. I go, Uza, where are you? Can you come here as fast as you can?
I'm floating!
Standing
you're already
I'm
there,
10
right?
feet away from you.
Yeah.
Uza, come here. I wave him over. And then, alright, hold her hand, and then I cast fly on Zephyr, and I go, alright, you're just gonna
I'm
float up to
floating!
your room and wait there for us. We're bringing you food, okay?
I'm not using my wings, dude.
It's
Something's
no,
not
it's
right.
okay.
What are
I've
you
got
all
you
do-
magic, and
I'm gonna
Uza's
guidance
take you
myself
straight
for
to your
whatever
room.
comes next.
You are magic.
I am magic, literally magic. Alright, we'll see
Hi,
you soon.
Taz.
Okay, have fun. We'll get you food.
Hey, yeah.
What are you all doing?
Oh, we were just
I
going
was trying
upstairs.
to tell them
right,
I'm
Zephyr?
hungry, Taz, but
Mesnos
they're not
just
listening.
puts his hand on Zephyr's
bringing some
arm
food.
and dimension doors towards the room.
Oh, he has dimension door?
Yeah,
I
it was-
didn't know.
He was asking if you had it, so he could, you guys could one and then
I'm
the
like-
second one to get her there.
I'm like, that's
Huh.
a 4th level spell. I'll do a 3rd level spell, but I'm not doing
So-
a 4th level spell.
Can you imagine somebody being on something similar to acid, getting that much magic cast on them all at
Oh
once?
no! I just imagine Uza like taking your hand as you slowly float off towards the
Lose
room.
their
Like
fucking shit!
really easy. You don't need to dimension door
No, no.
anything.
You see, as you're floating away, you see Mesnos holding onto her feet.
Charming her, and she's already seeing shits!
Mesnos is holding on as you fly, and as you're close enough, he's like, "I've got it from here. Dispel the fly."
Alright.
And then he teleports Or
That
back to the
guy's
room.
no fun. That would have been the best thing ever for her right now. Can you imagine?
I don't
And
think
her
she
state
would have
floating
remembered
across
that.
the world, that'd have been great. Oh,
Bloodscale is like still at the table with the gold dragonborn, just
who's your
head
friend?
desking as hard
I
as
gotta
he can right now.
I gotta say that is a fucked up sleeping potion.
Just
Yeah, I
head
don't know, that
desking
was rough.
so fucking hard.
You seem
I
to have
slide the table
frosted.
slightly away so it
How
doesn't
did you
break it.
form that frost ring around your head?
Same way that you do fire.
Ah. Can I
My
learn
face.
the frost?
No,
Oh.
I can't learn fire.
Do you want us
Alright,
need to get us some
so who's
more
this guy?
beers?
Hold on, who are you?
Hello, I was brought back to
Hello.
life. My name is
Give him your
Renfrey.
name, and that I'm helping
Renfrey.
you.
Renfrey. I was human, and now I am a golden dragonborn, and Bloodscale is teaching me to do that.
That ain't fair enough. Yeah, that ain't. I'd say be careful, but like you should. I mean, he can take you. It doesn't matter. I'll see ya. Wander off.
Bye.
I go find the king.
Alright. So, okay, so with Tazir in bed, and then you're hanging out with the Goldie, and then
Zephyr in bed.
Zephyr in bed, sorry. You make your way towards the king's chambers, and then you realize he's probably not going to be in there. And then so after asking around, you find that
Quick question.
yes,
Do I have to take a sleeping potion? Because technically it is
you
like...
would, in order to go back to sleep, you would have to take the sleeping potion. Yeah.
Can't you just black out at this point, though?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you only had like a little bit of alcohol. You're mostly tripping balls at this point, so more alcohol could make you black out, but you probably wouldn't benefit as much from a long rest if you're
blackout?
blackout hallucinating drunk.
Well, I'm just saying because I was awake and then I went to sleep from 9.
No, you just need to take one.
I was asleep. I woke up at like 5.
been
I
awake
went to bed
For the
from 9 to 5 p.m.
and
And then I woke up and then probably gonna go to bed at 9.
it's
and
been
then
about
wake up.
3 hours with all the travel and the ceremony and everything. So it's around 8 o'clock. So you sit tripping balls for another good hour before you realize, before Mesnos is like, you can
Like,
take.
You've
another
been up for
potion.
8 hours and you slept for 16. You're not tired.
I'm gonna have to take another sleeping pill. Alright.
Perfect. Okay, so
It's math 'em.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take another one. Shit.
all right, and so do you want to take one to go to sleep?
After I stop tripping balls quite so much, yeah.
All right, and then go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask for clarity's sake before we move on and I bow out for the rest of the night.
Sure.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes, please. Okay, you fall asleep.
Okay.
And then as everything is kind of moving and the world's shifting around you, you take this potion, and then within 10 seconds, you're out. All right, and then Vicer, you go to the king's chambers and you realize he's not going to be there. That's your room, temporarily. And then talking to the guards, you find out that it was decided his first day of learning would be part of the Miners Guild with Asnini, and doing a day's work in the Deep Delver mine.
Alright, then I decide to go talk to Gimzek,
Okay.
the
And-
gnome.
Yep.
Right?
Well, the inventor?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah. And
He was the one who had the ideas for the butlers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and, you know exactly where his shop is, and he's been there mostly since like he slept one night in the chambers, but as you walk in, you see he's cleaning up his shop, and you see he's being very careful as he's swept up most of the powder, and you see as he's sweeping up the last little bit, as you open the door, he looks up really quickly, and you see just a little bit, and he's like, oh, hello, hello.
I cast Prestidigitation and grab whatever he is and
Perfect. And
put
you-
it all super clean.
And you
Where does stuff go when you clean it with Prestidigitation?
What a great question. And then
I gonna assume that this
Yes!
means clean, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and, I don't know.
And
Yeah.
so you help him clean, and you're like, oh, of course. Thank you very much. What may I be of
Problem.
assistance to you?
Yeah, so I had an idea for a thing that I don't know if it can be made or not, so I thought I'd come to you and see what you thought.
All right.
Right, so Tuza, the Uza clone guy, right? Like, he can do magic,
Yes.
right?
Supposedly.
So, like, Zephyr, right? If we got her a dupe, if there was a Zephyr 2, she could do magic, yeah, right? Like, she'd know all the spells that Zephyr does.
Well,
that true?
theoretically, because most spellcasting is done by either memory or by spiritual connection, both of which should be maintained through a soul if it was transferred, or copied if in this case. The only thing I would be wary of is I don't know how to do it.
Right, that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, is there anyone who does? Like, do you think the king would know? I don't know how much he knows even of what's been going on while he's been trapped in that eye, but
I've been waiting
do you think anyone knows?
Well, eventually I will know, hopefully. I've been waiting for approval to peruse the facilities, but unfortunately that has been denied me. So far, they say there is much cleanup to do, and not only that, apparently they're temporarily using it as the living quarters of the... what did they call them? The Delasarek. So for right now, unfortunately, I am out of resources as far as that goes. But I have been working on something for those wings. I'm just trying to figure out a good power source for it.
Yeah, right?
But as far as the copying, I don't know how to intentionally copy one person. You see, it does seem like most of the guild masters and people of importance were being copied at random. It seems like they picked up other people who were of, unfortunately, less consequence to their plan, and I don't believe even they figured out exactly how to copy a single person. It would be very difficult due to the nature of the Zealer Akeem. They do seem to be attached to a portal to another place rather than being set in a spot, so tracking exactly what you're taking from it would be rather difficult.
Alright. Has anyone in town sell resurrection scrolls, or is there anyone I can commission those from?
Unfortunately,
Anyone who might know it?
resurrection scrolls are, well, I would check with the religious quarter, maybe the Allfather, or maybe Baronar True Silver, but I do believe if they had any available, they would already have produced them, as they are the main quarter that is producing the gold and reagents used for the Golden Awakening. I believe part of it is involved with the fact
Wait, why are they supplying most of that? It's supposed to come from the king's stash.
Oh, well, the king did not have these particular reagents, and they said it was something of their duty to the city. I believe they're also using it as an opportunity to re-ingratiate themselves with most of the populace, as they were not particularly helpful to many people, particularly those of non-dwarvish nature.
Well, alright, I guess we'll just have to wait it out. Thank you! And then I walk off.
Oh, bye.
Oh, sorry, did you have anything?
No,
Is there anything you need help with? You good?
Well, Uza did mention he was interested in apprenticing. If you could get him to tell me when and how he would like to do that, I would be in your debt.
I hit the little ear thing and I go, hey, Uza, I'm here with Gimzek. He was wondering when you'd want to do your apprenticeship there.
Unfortunately, him being back at the castle, he's miles away, so he wouldn't.
Alright, I'll see what I can find out when I leave.
Okay,
Bye.
Goodbye. Perfect. All right, that's where we'll go ahead and end.
Miles away? Where was Gimzek?
Gimzek was back
so
in
confused.
Gimzek was back in his workshop in the
Wasn't he just at the council meeting?
No, the council meeting was hours ago. Since the council meeting, you had to wait for Zephyr to wake up. You guys got food and stuff like that, and then the resurrection ceremony, and so it's been about 5 hours since the council.
Wow. Okay.
Wiggly
All right.
wobbly timey wimey.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. I didn't get that. Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Perfect. All right. So, any other questions? Anything before we stop the steady?
No. What should streamer people know?
Sorry, I had a question. I accidentally muted myself when I started asking
Oh,
it.
sure.
Done it.
You heard that
Done
I was
it,
going
like-
back up to the Warforged factory to look for a metal zephyr, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll resolve that.
I figured we weren't going to catch that. I just wanted to make sure that it was on your docket.
No, tis on the docket of things in the brain. All right, cool. So we'll go and stop the stream there. Thank you everybody for watching. Go ahead and catch. We're going to be streaming this week, doing probably more fun stuff. Don't know exactly what games we're going to be doing. Molly's schedule is up on her Twitter if you want to catch her on twitch.tv/MollyCanHas. She is on her path to affiliate, so just hanging out and lurking is super awesome. So let's get her to affiliate. Let's do it. And then, other than that, keep your eye out for the DM Emporium announcements. Those should be coming out as soon as we finish.
What's DM Emporium?
DM Emporium is your one-stop shop for all things D&D. You can get dice, miniatures, t-shirts, drinking wear, all sorts of good stuff to enhance your tabletop RPG experiences. Yes, enter.
Wow, that
That sounds great.
I'm
Boy,
gonna go
howdy
DM
is it?
right now.
Do it. All right. So, bye everybody. We'll catch you later.